I stalked my girlfriend for 2 years before we dated. Should I tell her?
That's kind of cute.
What?
Aw.
Ah!
That's adorable.
Ah!
They already know your favorite color. They already know where you like to eat.
Jail. Jail.
Right to jail.
Jail.
Okay, imagine if you had the perfect boyfriend and you don't even have to worry about anything anymore because they already know your mom's name. They already know every little detail about you. And they already know your icks and what you don't like. They are curated just for you.
No. No. I'm 30 male and an IT engineer who mostly works from home. I recently broke up with my ex of 4 years, 28 female. Sloan, she works in PR after a lot of toxicities and almost immediately entered into a new relationship with me and my ex's former dog walker. What? 21 female. Her name is Kaylee. By the way, this comes from Birds Men Fantasy. No. Sorry. Bird Semen Fantasy. On the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I don't trust this guy anymore. What Kaylee didn't know is that I had initially found her on Instagram 2 years ago, and it was love at first sight. At the time, I was in the middle of a rough patch with my ex Sloan and was wasting a lot of time at work staring at hot girls in bikinis I didn't know on Instagram. Most didn't even live close to me. I was doing that using a separate Instagram account so Sloan wouldn't find out. Anyway, I randomly came across Kaylee's Instagram profile, and she was everything I had ever wanted. Short, she's barely 5 foot. I'm 5'9", so I don't like tall girls. Blonde, thick, huge breasts, big butt, thick thighs, tanned.
Oh, he's all about the looks and not the personality.
He's like love at first sight. No, you were at first sight. And seemed to have a very bubbly personality. I also found her TikTok, and her outgoing personality really shone through there.
I also saw her credit score, social security number, and driver's license.
She was doing great. Oh my
750 credit score.
She clearly loved the beach and taking silly pics with her friends. I was totally blown away and thought she was an absolute goddess. But she was a college girl going to school in another state. She also had a boyfriend in the Marines. They were high school sweethearts, and I obviously had a girlfriend. We had no mutual acquaintances, and I felt pathetic for even having such strong feelings for someone I have never met and most likely would never meet. You are pathetic. Sure, I knew her full name, what school she went to, what her parents, sister, boyfriend, and even sister's boyfriend looked like. But for the sake of my sanity, I had to put her out of my mind. She had around 6,000 followers when I first discovered her, but after posting some bikini pics in summer 2022, her followers almost doubled and she made her Instagram private, probably because loser guys harassed her. Luckily, I was already following her using my alternate Instagram account, and I would check her profile every 2 to 3 months.
Question. Is this stalking or Instagram stalking? Because all of this stuff he has found is what she has put out, to the public.
Yeah.
And he hasn't found anything like social security numbers or stuff like that.
I think it is absolutely weird.
Oh, yeah,
because
weird.
one, he has an Instagram, a girlfriend. It's not beyond Instagram stalking yet, but I'm sensing that this will go beyond just Instagram, in which case it will become stalking.
Okay, so this is Instagram stalking, but not stalking.
Yeah.
Level 1 stalking.
This is level 1 stalking.
With level 3 bad intentions.
Exactly. Last fall, I noticed her Instagram disappeared, and when she came back to social media, it was apparent that she and her boyfriend had broken up because her boyfriend cheated. Who would do that to her? I was jealous of her boyfriend, obviously, but I also hated that she was hurt by him, and that she dropped out of college and moved to a different town because she was so sad about the breakup. I soon found out she was working at a bar 2 hours from me. The bar's Instagram tagged her, and I started making the drive to go there for lunch twice a month. Sloan could track my location through my iPhone using Find My Phone, so I always left my phone at home and took my old iPhone instead. How can someone write all this and not be like, wow, I'm crazy? I didn't know Kaylee's schedule, and it took me around 2 months to catch my first glimpse of her, but she wasn't my waitress. We didn't even make eye contact. Stalking.
Dude, this is so weird.
Stalking.
I don't like. Stop giving us a play-by-play.
Stop.
This is a play-by-play.
I hate him. In December, shortly after Thanksgiving, I finally got her as my waitress.
Yippee! Woo!
You waited how long? 2 months. Oh, so weird. It was a dead Tuesday afternoon, so we got to talk a lot. She was super friendly and giggled a lot, and she would touch my arm when we laughed.
Just getting the tips, bro. She's just getting the tips.
Tips. But I wasn't sure if she liked me or just flirting for more tips. I was so nervous, I almost felt like I was back to my nerdy 15-year-old high school self. I never had a girlfriend in high school, but vastly improved my appearance after college. Workout, contact lenses, faux hawk, new clothes, earrings, gold chain.
Wait. No. He's like changed his whole personality.
Yeah, no, he's super manipulative. Meeting her was like a dream come true. She's 100% my type, and I find her hotter than any celebrity.
He doesn't mean that.
Hate this man. I guess I made a good impression because she told me she would be working again on Friday afternoon and that I was welcome to drop by.
No, dude, you asked, hey, when are you working again? And she told you.
And she told you her, yeah, that's it. So I made the 2-hour drive again this Friday.
What?
Ah!
2 hours?
2 hours? Creep.
What?
Creep. She was happy to see me that Friday, and near the end, I asked her for her Instagram, and she gave it to me. Our lease was up early this year, and I convinced Sloan to move closer to where Kaylee lives, works to save money. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Is OP the stalker?
OP is the stalker.
I just came in.
OP has a current girlfriend, and he has been stalking this other girl for months and going to her place of work, driving 2 hours, and now he's about to try and he did apparently convince his current girlfriend to move closer to this girl he's stalking.
But she doesn't know. He's telling on himself. Does he not realize that?
The freak.
Yeah, this happened like years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
After moving, I started spending even more time at the bar on weekday afternoons when Kaylee worked, and occasionally asked Kaylee to walk and look after me and Sloane's dog when we were either busy or flying out of town so she could make some extra money. So Sloane got to meet her too. I told Kaylee not to tell Sloane I met her at the bar, but that we met at a dog park. The more I got to know her, the more she amazed me. She said she was renting an apartment with roommates because she didn't want to move back to her mom's place, and she was taking classes at community college and hoping to transfer credit to a different school next year.
Wait. How old is she?
She's 21, and OP, I don't know what she was at the time, probably
And
19
OP's
or 20.
30?
And OP was... Yeah, is 30.
Oh, OP's
stalking
30.
a college
She's
girl.
20.
She was probably 20 at the time, is 21 now.
Okay, so this is a person that he just met at the bar.
No.
No. He
This
stalked
is a
her.
person, he found her Instagram profile. She was public. And he stalked her for months, found out where she lived, and then started going to her place of work. And then got his current girlfriend to move to where she lives.
Guys, please don't do that to us.
Please.
Please
don't
don't.
do that to us.
Don't move closer to Burbank, California, please.
I told her I respected her a lot for making it on her own. Me and Sloane don't have a good experience with most doggy daycare or rover apps, but Kaylee genuinely adores animals.
I'm out. You know what I hate the most about this?
Yeah.
Is that you could probably make this a movie and everyone would think it's cool.
Well, the movie would be cool.
The movie would be.
People love stalker movies.
Yeah. But I hate this man.
Yeah, this is so creepy.
So creepy.
So
like go to jail
premeditated.
creepy.
And what's crazy is it's working.
It's working and I hate that. Well, because he's very manipulative.
He changed his whole appearance
He
too.
changed his whole appearance.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, from high school to he said that when he went to college he changed his appearance completely.
Wait, but they didn't know
No.
each other.
No, he's just saying that like he got better.
Oh, well, that's
looking.
normal. You can have a
Yeah.
glow up.
But I don't trust him.
Having a glow up isn't creepy.
But it feels like he did it for
Nah.
other people's approval, is what I'm saying.
Ah, dude, nah.
I don't know.
Let's center in on what is creepy here. It's not the fact that he had to glow up and change his appearance to like be on the in crowd with a group of people. I mean, who doesn't do that? You know, like
Okay, well, anyway, he's a
teenagers.
stalker.
What's
That's the main
creepy is the freaking stalker.
All right, but we got more. I was head over heels in love with Kaylee, yet Sloane seemed completely oblivious and didn't consider Kaylee a threat at all. In fact, Sloane would make fun of Kaylee behind her back with me and her friends, calling her short and fat, tubby girl, and saying she tried to fit into clothes too small for her and had horrible fashion style. Wow, your girlfriend
Wait.
also sucks.
No, your girlfriend is jealous.
Your girlfriend's super jealous.
Your girlfriend is incredibly jealous. That is a sign that she is jealous.
Yeah.
But at least, hey, you're made for each other.
Yeah, you both suck. She was more of a country girl, so she usually wore jeans in the winter and short denim jean shorts and tank tops in the summer that accentuated her curves. Sloane usually wore pantsuits or pencil skirts. I prefer Kaylee's style. Sloane thought I would agree with her, and Kaylee wasn't my type, yet her cliquey mean girl behavior only turned me off Sloane more. Eventually, Sloane found out that I liked all of Kaylee's Instagram pictures. She found out my password and took my phone when I was showering and realized I was attracted to Kaylee. I swore nothing happened between me and Kaylee, but she was was still upset and accused me of emotional cheating. We soon broke up. What do you mean accused you of emotional cheating?
I mean, you were emotionally cheating. But it was
And also
one side.
stalking.
It was one-sided
It was one-sided
emotional
emotional
cheating.
cheating.
Oh, God. Something about stalking is just so
Dude, same.
spooky.
I
Same.
hate it. I hate it. Okay, what are you doing? I asked Kaylee out almost immediately after, and she said yes. I thought I was the luckiest and happiest man on earth.
Okay, this is terrible.
This is so terrible.
This is terrible. But if he applied that same level of determination to not being a creep, he could move mountains.
That's a thing. That's a thing. Why are you being so creepy? Just be normal.
I think it's the nature. In you, he's on one person, goes to the next, goes to the next, go to the next.
Yeah.
He's always fixated on another person.
Yeah, he'll be over this girl with the second that she says yes. Maybe we're in a honeymoon phase, but I'm over the moon, and this is hands down the best summer of my life. She's drop dead gorgeous and makes me so happy. All the toxic drama Sloan brought is gone. The pent-up anger I had since my teenage years is also gone. I genuinely feel like I've never truly been in love until now. I'm always spoiling her with gifts, flowers, and jewelry. I bought a small boat. I took her to Venice and Paris for the Olympics.
He was there while we were there.
He was on the boat.
He was on the boat.
That was him.
We couldn't breathe the same air as him. We were in Paris during the Olympics.
Dude, remember that one couple we saw?
That proposed?
That proposed.
Well, no. That didn't propose. The one on the boat we saw, and we were like, oh, are they on a date or not?
Oh, the
Are
old
they on a
guy.
date or not?
There's no way that guy was 30.
There's no way that guy. No that guy was 30. But still, there was other people that were that
could have
age.
been it, though.
We already are talking about moving in together. By the way, you can join us live on YouTube every weekday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just tap our profile.
Stalk us virtually.
Everything is going amazingly well, but the one thing constantly weighing on me is the fact that I stalked her. On the one hand, I love her so much, maybe too much. So I feel awful for keeping this secret from her, but on the other hand, I know beautiful girls like her have a lot of options. As the high school nerd, I have always felt I have to do everything right to have a slim chance to end up with girls like her. Maybe I simply don't deserve it. I thought about coming clean a few times, but always chickened out.
You should totally come clean.
You should,
Honestly, she'll
yeah.
understand.
She'll understand.
She'll understand. You should
She'll
just
totally
do it.
get it.
You
Just
should-
get it.
you
You don't
should
want to
just
have
do it.
secrets in a relationship.
Yeah, exactly. You know, what would we say?
No secrets.
No secrets. A stinky secret gets stinkier
Secret
with time.
I thought maybe I should write a letter and explain everything, but surely she would think I'm the world's biggest creep.
No, true
no.
love conquers all.
Yeah, she would think
Tell her.
Her.
Tell her. It'll make you even more in love.
Yeah.
Think
yeah.
about this weight that you'll have
just
off
the
your
weight
shoulders.
off your shoulders.
I'm pretty sure that couple we saw on the boat was them. Because he could be lying about how old he is.
True.
Like he's lying about everything else.
And also, maybe that guy just looked older for his age.
Yeah. I want to think that that's them.
Oh, this is scary.
Scary.
I'm going to use the bathroom.
Kelke says, but what creepy things did he do? Like, how is he stalking? He
Oh.
moved to be closer with her.
Okay, to be clear, he had a girlfriend, found this random girl on Instagram, started basically just like liking all of her Instagram posts while he had a girlfriend and like learning about her life. And then he found her on TikTok. And then he found out where she lived and drove 2 hours to go to where she worked and started going there often, like once a week or something. And then convinced his girlfriend to move closer to where this Instagram girl was so that he could still like continue to stalk her.
Oh,
Creepy.
my
Creepy.
goodness.
He says he stalked her job, hoping to get her as a waitress for like months also, right? Yes. Tomlet, he did not post on the OK Storytime. This was a cross post.
Yeah, this is a cross post. It's on the
To
OK
be
Storytime
clear,
subreddit,
yeah.
but it is a cross post.
Yeah.
Whew.
Icky.
All right.
My girlfriend has exclusively male friends. Am I right in thinking this is weird? My girlfriend, 18 female, I am 20 male, is friends with exclusively guys. She has 0 girlfriends. And I'm not talking close friends. I mean any female friends in general. I think that's a little bit of a red flag in general because I'm like, why can't you be friends with women?
I always feel like there's a deep-rooted self
like
like
internalized
insecurity
misogyny.
or like like, internalized misogyny when that happens. So it's like, I don't.
Like, oh, women are too complicated. I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
or
I
like,
think it's you.
Maybe you have trauma.
Yeah. The guys who she's friends with are people who constantly lie and cheat on their own girlfriends compulsively, and don't support our relationship at all. And they have never asked to meet me and have even gone as far as to talk crap about me behind my back to her, have hit on her and talked to her through social media essentially every day. Nothing flirty, just stuff friends would talk about as far as I've seen. By the way, this comes from Juscade on the OK Storytime subreddit. So I have met one of them so far, and I thought all went well until my girlfriend told me that the only thing the guy said to the rest of his friend group after meeting me was that I asked too many questions and that he found it annoying.
What?
The questions I asked were completely normal and standard questions you would ask anyone who you meet for the first time. Was literally just getting to know him. What are you studying, etc. I wasn't in his face or anything, just tried to act as friendly as possible. He barely asked me anything about myself. Apart from this one time, none of them have ever asked to meet me. But despite this, she remains friends with them and she shows no signs that any of this bugs her. Yeah, huge red flags
That's
on her
a red
part.
flag, yeah.
I mean, she's 18, so
Seems
maybe
like
she'll
these
grow
people
up.
hate women.
Yeah.
And she probably hates women too.
Yeah, and that's why she's like hanging out with them. She has asked them a good few times whether she could bring me to one of their dinners, events, hangouts, and they have always said, no, next time maybe. She's told me they never ask about me either. Why is she telling
That's
OP
so
about
weird.
this?
Why are you, like
not
sorry, my
only-
friend said you can't come to the dinner.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like she's standing up for him at all.
That's really bad.
Seems like they also probably don't like her that much. One of them has even gone as far as to say to my girlfriend over text, you're standing up to your boyfriend over me? Does he even respect you? He doesn't even know how to be in a relationship. He's weird. This is a guy who I have never met and have never had any interaction with apart from one very polite and unconfrontational short message I sent asking him to stop sending romantic Instagram reels and dozens of I miss you messages to her after she had told him to stop many, many times. Why is she
So
friends
who
with these people?
doesn't respect who?
Thankfully, she had shut down all of these messages that he sent her instantly and didn't entertain any of his pursuits in the slightest. She backed me up when he brought it up to her and didn't mind that I sent him a message. But anyway, after all of this, she wants to continue friendships with him and people like this. I could include a lot of other examples of what these guys are like, but I want to keep things fairly short. I wouldn't think too much of this if she had even one or two close girlfriends as part of the group, but the thing that's starting to get to me slightly is that she does not have a single friend who is a girl. What confuses me is that she appears so trustworthy and loyal, has never seen any of these guys one-on-one, but doesn't see a problem with the way they act. That also just like sucks to never have a friend that you hang out with one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like just that's sad.
I feel like for anyone out there who doesn't have people, like, we need that.
We need that.
We need that.
Don't settle for these guys.
No.
She seems so far removed from what these guys are like, and I don't understand how someone like her would want to surround herself with people like this. I mean, for Christ's sake, one of them showed the whole group a video of him having spicy sleep with his girlfriend while talking about how he wants to cheat so badly. Honestly, I would have a conversation with your girlfriend and say, hey, if you want to be friends with these people, I don't see how, like, I think that we're not aligned.
No, I think there needs to be a conversation about boundaries.
Because this is insane.
That's weird.
Why would you ever be friends with someone like
No.
this? I asked her at the beginning of our relationship that I'm not really comfortable with her hanging out with only guys if they're people like this. It's not even like they're guys. It's that
No, it's just
they're
these
guys.
guys specifically.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's good for people to be friends with
I agree.
people of the opposite gender.
I have many, like, I live in a house with all men.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's just who you're friends with.
Exactly.
And since that conversation, there has always been a girl with them, but the girl is almost always one of the guy's girlfriends who she seems to barely interact with. She's never pursued any sort of friendship with them and never talks to them again after meeting them. She's never invited any of her own girlfriends because she doesn't have any, and there's no girls apart from her in the friend group. I'm just confused, I guess, and I'm not trying to complain or whinge about this because I feel like our relationship is actually extremely strong, and so far, nothing has ever happened between her and any of these guys. We have each other on Life 360. Whoa. She openly lets me use her phone whenever she wants me to. She's never lied, cheated, entertained any guy's pursuits on her, and has only been honest transparent, and genuine with me. She shows me her messages with them, and I have only seen her shut them down. To clarify, only 1 or 2 of these guys has tried to talk to her in a flirty way. The rest I'm not really fond of because of how they don't support our relationship, criticize me behind my back, don't want to meet me, and because they're bragging about how often they want to cheat on their own girlfriends. She needs to drop these people.
I mean, yeah,
now.
those seem like really valid reasons to
seem
not
really
like
bad.
these people.
Yeah.
Maybe he would feel better if she was making an active effort to make other like female friends.
They're just, I don't know, anyone but these guys.
Yeah, like maybe like, okay, don't drop them completely, but clearly they're not good people.
Yeah,
so.
why do you want to be friends with them when they actively try and pursue you and you have to shut them down and they don't listen? I have really no reason to doubt her loyalty, and she is continually reassured right from the beginning. I feel like I treat her incredibly well. I have always respected her, have never gotten aggressive, and have always been supportive, kind, caring, and selfless towards her because I love her heaps. I treat her as best as I possibly can, and she does the same towards me. The thing I just don't understand is why she feels the need to continue friendships with exclusively guys who are inherently toxic and misogynistic, and why she's unable to make friends with any girls at all. Does anyone think there's a reason for this? I could never be around anyone who talks crap about my girlfriend, and I definitely distance myself from any of my friends if they started to continually cheat, let alone brag about it. Yeah, I have brought this up to her a few times, and even she has admitted to me that they're crappy people and that she has barely anything in common with them, but has always assured me that they will never influence her and that she can't change how they are. By the way, I would never try to influence you to join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on YouTube and Facebook. Just tap her profile. In concern to Opie's questions, it is a huge red flag to surround yourself with people like this and to also realize that you don't have anything in common with them and they're crappy people and you're still gonna hang out with them.
Yep. And it's giving, she probably has low self-esteem and has had some kind of negative relationship with women and needs to work on that.
Yes, because truly anytime a girl talks to me and she's like, oh, all of the women in my life are women are all, like, I can't be friends with women because they're always there's so much trauma. I'm like, what are you talking
Female
about?
friendships are beautiful.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful.
Yeah, I love them.
Me too. For some more context, it seems like she has always been like this. No female friends. To contextualize things a little, I'm white Australian and she is from Hong Kong. She moved to Perth at the beginning of 2024 to study, and all of these friends I've mentioned are Asian, all Asian guys. Met through uni, so she sees them pretty often. From what I've gathered, her parents also share the same views and don't seem to like her friends much at all, probably because of all the same reasons. As someone who was raised in Western culture, I've never seen anyone's girlfriend be part of a friend group of exclusively guys and not having any female friends. Maybe I'm overthinking this a crap ton. Everything I've ever known about relationships tells me this isn't normal. Again, it really doesn't. It's really not the all guys thing. It's these guys.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
And also it's like you're not overthinking, but it's also like not uncommon. There are people that exist. This does happen. Like there are women who don't engage in like female friendships. And I do think it's a red flag and it's a sign of like, maybe we need to reflect on that.
Yeah. I'm 19 male and she's 18 female. We have been dating for 5 months. Thanks for taking the time to read. Does anyone have any ideas of how to approach the situation and what they would do if they were me? I think if your relationship is great otherwise, you need to have a talk about setting boundaries and saying, hey, I don't appreciate that your friends are talking crap about me, and I would never be friends with people that talk crap about you. Your relationship, it might be great, but this is part of the relationship, and who she surrounds herself with is an indicator of who she is.
Yeah, and I think, encouraging her to seek
to find
out
other people.
Female friendship.
Exactly.
Maybe, like join a club or like
Please.
do a sport or like do some kind of extracurricular. It seems they're like college age or like young enough, like there are people out there you should be making friends.
Don't settle for these guys, please. But that is the end of that story. So we'll see you next time.
My girlfriend expects too much of me financially. I don't think we will work.
Hey, what do I look like, Mr. Monopoly Man over here?
Hey! My girlfriend and I are coming up on the 1-year mark, and that's brought with it some conversations of our futures and our future together. Something that came to light in a casual discussion was how we have completely different expectations of financial and household management, how it would and should work. By the way, this comes from Taway 024563228. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So I think that we should be contributing equally and get equal say in financial decisions. This probably wouldn't be too easy, and we would both need to work hard, accept compromises. She has a simpler plan. She should be 100% in control of everything. Her view would be that I would reroute my paychecks into an account in her name, and she would pay all bills out of that. And I might be given an allowance. This isn't the first time that she's brought this idea up. It was mentioned very casually about 6 months ago. I assumed that it was some sort of joke because it was just too ludicrous to believe. She's angry with me now for disagreeing with this plan because she says that we've talked about it, and because I didn't object, that meant I agreed. Her point of view is that this is just how marriages work in China. It's how her parents divorced acrimoniously did it, and that she can't imagine any other way. My point of view is that marriage should be a partnership, and we should be looking for a compromise as equitable as possible.
We pause for 1 second because I don't know what acrimoniously means.
Acrimonious is an adjective that is used to describe something that is bitter, sharp, or cautious in nature.
I won't be giving up 100% of my financial freedom under any circumstances. I am not Chinese, we're not in China, and she's more than happy to adopt Western standards for things that suit her. I have another concern that she feels that she needs to send money home to support her parents in retirement. This is another cultural difference that I'm having trouble accepting. My parents are lower middle class and have worked their entire lives with their eyes on retirement savings and are now approaching retirement with good pension. My girlfriend's parents, who I've not met, seem to be very well off. Pediatric surgeon and an owner of a successful business. But from what my girlfriend has told me, they're very far from frugal and don't have any retirement plans beyond having their daughter send them money in support. I'm not crazy about the idea of using our money, which should be supporting our family in future, to prop up their lifestyles. Right now, we seem to be at an impasse. Does anyone have experience of similar cultural clashes who might be able to offer guidance? P.S. Some information that is probably relevant. We don't live together, though we spend almost all of our time together in her place. She owns her house, I rent a flat. We both work and are reasonably successful. I switched careers a couple of years ago and I'm getting out of an entry-level work now. I expect my salary to increase significantly over the next 5 years. She has reached VP level in her career but has suffered a setback after being driven out of one company. She's started a new job at a lower pay grade but with much better prospects. Overall, I would guess that she earns more than me now and will continue to do so throughout our careers. Unless I hit lottery level odds with a successful startup, but not by integer multiples. PPS, also, we're not in China. We live in London, UK. I'm from another country in Northern Europe. She was born and raised in Shanghai and was sent to school in England as a teenager. Her parents and both their new spouses are still in Shanghai. And there are some comments. On a side note, the wife controlling all income with an allowance to the husband is also a Japanese thing. Probably something to do with women being in charge of the household. The supporting parents in old age thing is very much a Chinese/Asian culture thing, so much so that China relaxed the one-child policy partially because it was causing issues with caring for seniors in retirement. I strongly suspect that what you and your girlfriend have are incompatible cultural mores. If you can't agree to compromise, you'd better be splitting up. Some things are never going to work themselves out. And someone else responds, you are absolutely right. Whenever these threads come up, there are inevitably a ton of comments from people saying, screw culture, they aren't in X country. She needs to realize that what she wants is crazy, etc., etc. And I never understand that. She literally has spent 30 years of having her cultural ideas drilled into her head by family, friends, TV, the internet, etc. She's not crazy to want those things. They are reasonably things that are done where she grew up that she is now comfortable with. And she's not going to just magically change her mind. I'm currently in a mixed relationship. I'm white, my boyfriend is Chinese, and it's not always easy. There are definitely things that we have in the past disagreed about, and some that we still do disagree about. Heck, we see a therapist who specializes in Chinese cultural issues. I can see OP getting some compromises out of this if he can get his girlfriend to communicate, but I don't think it'll happen without him making compromises too. Perhaps on the money being sent home, he tries to suggest that she can do that out of her own free and spending money budget. Or if he's concerned about the money going to the right things, they only send necessary gifts and pay for plane tickets to see family, other things that aren't wasteful. On the money management thing, perhaps they have 2 accounts, a joint one and one for him. It doesn't sound like she wants one. And he gets a certain budget in his personal account for his own stuff automatically from direct deposit or whatever. That's really just a modification of the 3-account system that a lot of people use successfully. OP responds, I appreciate the feedback, but I'd just like to point out that, quote, she literally has spent 30 years having her cultural ideas drilled into her head by family, friends, TV, the internet isn't strictly true. She moved to England in her early teens and has lived here now for more than half of her life. Her social circle is very diverse, white, black, Asian. She has dated mostly non-Chinese before me. So it's not like she has no experience or knowledge of other cultures. Commenter number 2 says, question for you. What handbag does she carry? If she has many and uses expensive brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton,
I
Chanel,
support women.
Hermes, etc., money is going to always be an issue no matter how much you make. So is she a poshy? If not, then at least materialism isn't important. But she is a VP, so I kind of doubt it. OP says, yeah, actually, that's pretty much exactly her handbag collection. Got Channel and Hermes and everything.
They brought up that she's a VP, and there's something I didn't say earlier.
Yeah.
Why was she ousted from her previous company?
That's what I was wondering, too. It said that, like, her job now is, like, smaller, but then she's going to work her way up.
Has more room to grow.
But she's a VP. That doesn't feel like a very
she's
small...
still the VP. She
Dang.
was one, and then she's not one. But
yeah,
there's
maybe.
I think maybe she was like, whatever. That's all just a guess. I just want to say
she's got money. Then I would suggest the following compromise. See if she could agree in long term to keeping finances separate, but each party pays their share of household expenses. If she has expensive tastes, then you'll resent it if the money is pooled and you are more thrifty. If bank accounts were separate, then she could give what she wanted to her parents without you feeling like it was a different standard than with yours. Commenter number 3 says, say that maybe there are cultural reasons for it in China, but that isn't the culture that you've grown up with, and it's not the culture that you currently live in. I'm assuming you're not in China. And you think because this is how it's done in China is not enough of a reason. Say you won't do it, and she needs to decide if a cultural issue like this is one that she's willing to lose a previously perfectly happy relationship over.
First of all, I doubt that. That's a crazy assumption. Just be like, oh yeah, your relationship's been entirely perfect entirely for 1 year. I doubt that, actually.
Yeah.
I very much doubt that. I think maybe this is like first big red flag, and there's probably a bunch of littler ones that OP never saw. I bet you his girlfriend's hot, successful vice president girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's into you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
He's rolling with it.
OP says, we're not in China. I added a PS to the post to clarify that. Every other time she's insisted on things being a certain way because it's her culture, I've just gone with the flow, even if I think it's annoying. It's upsetting her greatly that I am pushing back on this point. Her response is that she just can't imagine doing things any other way. As someone responds, so compromise really isn't in her vocabulary. That's bad.
Exactly. You need to be like, you need to imagine not being with me then. Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. OP says it's mostly little stuff. She wants me to hold her handbag, umbrella, shopping bags, anything really. I balked at this at first, but in her words, I can't imagine carrying things when I have you to do it for me.
Yeah, see? Like, what a perfect relationship
Right.
this has been. Clearly.
I don't really like being treated like a pack mule, but it didn't seem worth having a fight over. She insists that when walking down the street, I walk closer to the road than she does as protection. I don't really care about this at all, except to think it's quite silly.
That's not silly. I do that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah,
I feel like these couple of
things. The
things.
street is dangerous.
I think Riley did that actually. When I met Riley, I was like with a couple of my friends. And when we were like walking down the street, we were like all walking and we like crossed the street or something like that. And he specifically went around all of us and then went next to the road. It's like, it's not going to actually do much when you think about it, but it's like, it's a nice, like, it's a really nice gesture at the very least. And I remember my mom doing that to me when I was a kid. I've had to insist that I don't pay for everything we do as a couple. She would expect that while I'm around, she never pay for anything at all. After a few weeks of that at the start of the relationship, I had to put my foot down about splitting bills more equitably. She still seems upset every time I ask her to chip in for a meal or whatever, and I probably end up paying the majority of our expenses. I'd guess about 70%.
You start
We do have
pawning
an
off.
update.
She just needs to start pawning those channel bags.
The channel bags.
All that channels and all that Hermes and all that Louis Vuitton
Yeah.
needs to go.
Yeah, she can definitely get lost money from it.
I don't know.
Sell it on Depop, man.
People who make a lot of money are free to buy whatever they want with it, right? It's your money. But like to unilaterally decide in a relationship, we're merging finances, you maybe get an allowance, and we're sending most of your money to my parents.
Yeah.
Who is, by the way, they're doctors, and they actually don't need any of your money.
Yeah.
They just spend all of theirs.
Yeah.
Weird.
I feel like the things that he is bringing up, though, because those are like valid things. I do think they're still not supposed to be together, but honestly, like these little things that she's bringing up about like paying for stuff and holding things and whatever, it's interesting because those are like general, not expectations, I guess, but yeah, expectations. Like that's kind of a part of general like relationship culture. But I think a very good thing to keep in mind though is like, sure, it would be nice, but you have to like still offer to pitch in at the very least. Anyway, we do have an update. First, I'd like to thank everyone for their feedback from my previous post. It gave me a lot to think about the strong cultural differences between us and about some specific personal issues too. On sending money to her parents and filial piety in general, I decided that I didn't really have any claim on how she spent money on her family, and the cultural institution was too deeply ingrained to try and tackle it. So long as we had separate income and savings, I think it makes sense for her to fulfill her duty to her parents if she sees fit. On a wife controlling all finances, there seemed to be much less consensus as to whether or not that was normal or the done thing. In spite of some people thinking that it might be a good idea, I definitely still was not on board. It also annoyed me how we were splitting bills was heavily weighted against me, but she still made me feel guilty anytime I asked her to pay for anything. Then something that I didn't ask about but came up anyway was how we shared responsibilities in the relationship outside of money. She has very specific and strict ideas about what I guess you would call chivalry. In her view, men should treat the women like princesses all the time, carry handbags, umbrellas, shopping, opening doors, walking on the right side, paying for everything, obviously, taking up as little room in bed as possible. Also on the list of chivalrous things is cooking meals and cleaning her flat. There have been a few examples of her being careless about my money. The worst was a few months ago where we were due to take a trip to my home country. A week before we got into a fight, and she told me to cancel our accommodation reservation. I thought this was the first step in a breakup, which at the time horrified me. I canceled the reservation and begged her to reconsider. After I apologized and she got over her anger, she was shocked to learn that we had nowhere to stay for our holiday. In the end, I booked a much more expensive last-minute hotel on the understanding that we would split the cost. Months later, she still hasn't paid me back, and she sulks every time I bring it up. All of this made me start to look at her and how she spent the money in a new light. Shout out to one of the commenters for predicting almost exactly which brands of handbags she owns.
Yeah.
I did some research on her favorite bags and shoes and scarves, and at a guess, I would say she spent about 30,000 pounds worth of luxury goods that she likes to wear and carry often. I had no idea clothes and accessories could cost so much money. I'm not exactly anti-materialist, but I was shocked by this. I figured that spending habits would have to be part of any conversation on our futures together. I didn't want to give up on what I thought was a good relationship just yet, so I decided to take a risk and open up to her about my financials. I showed her a summary of my income, expenditure, budget, and savings. This was a mistake. She pretty much immediately started talking about what we could buy with my savings and saying that I wasn't earning enough money, so I should stop messing around with computers and go back to working in finance, which is not going to happen. I tried to explain to her that I was showing her this so that she could see how I lived my life and how savings were for the future, not so she could plan to expand her lifestyle now. We went on for hours back and forth. I think somebody called it in the last thread, but she really did think what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. I don't even know if she ever came to understand how I would have a problem with that. It seemed so natural to her that I think she couldn't even see my side of things. I did learn that she doesn't have any money saved at all. She does earn a lot, but she feels that she has to send any money left over at the end of the month back to her parents. That's why she lives an extravagant lifestyle buying luxury goods. If she doesn't have any money, then she doesn't have to send it back. I still don't really know what financial situation her parents are in. Her parents might not even need the money for all I know, but they all feel that her sending it has to happen. The next morning, she asked me to move to Singapore with her. She wanted to be closer to her parents, and since we were planning our futures together, this pretty much blew my mind. I was trying to figure out if there was anything left to salvage our relationship. I'd built up a lot of resentment over being treated like a eunuch servant and being expected to hand over all my money for the privilege. She thought that was a good time for us to move to the other side of the world. So I told her that I was breaking up with her. At this point, I don't know if the two of us were ever on the same page about anything because she never saw this coming. She was distraught and didn't know why I was unhappy, and she'd do anything to keep me. I was the best thing that ever happened to her. I fell for this for a couple of days before she got screaming angry at me for breaking a wine glass while I was washing dishes. I'd argue that we were equally at fault. She demanded that I pay for it. Holy crap, how much money can a wine glass cost? And apologized for being careless. I wish I could say I did something cool, like just leave cash on the table and walk out, but I argued back and got dragged into the whole thing. I ended up replacing the glass and apologizing. But the next morning, I gathered all my stuff from her place and took it home before she woke up. I came back later, woke her up, and told her that we had to break up. I had already explained all the reasons why last time we talked, and I was afraid that she would manipulate me into staying again, so I walked out right after telling her. A cowardly way to do it, I know.
No.
But you know what is not cowardly and is extremely brave? is going to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio, whatever your favorite podcast app is, and searching OK Storytime. That was last weekend. Feeling pretty numb with a lot of anger and resentment underneath the surface. Now that I'm away from her, I see that she treated me really badly for pretty much the whole relationship. I'm pissed at myself for not standing up to her and her tantrums and selfishness sooner. I don't know why I let her get away with it for so long. And a quick note that my ex is Shanghainese, not Singaporean. She wanted to move to Singapore to be close enough to visit her family, but still be able to find high-paying work in her.
But Senator, I'm not Chinese, I'm Singaporean.
Well, there is a difference.
Anyway, that's the end of that story.
My girlfriend made fun of me with her male best friend.
Not a joke.
My girlfriend Jenna and I have been together for a little over 2 years. I'm a veterinarian and we met at my office. She had just moved to the city and brought her dog in for an ear infection. We started talking, and what should have been a 15-minute appointment turned into an hour-long talking session. Ooh, baby. By the way, this comes from Deleted. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, I've never been so smitten with a woman before. Before Jenna, I lived the bachelor lifestyle. I was beginning to think I'd stay single forever. Even though that lifestyle of nothing but casual flings is growing really old and empty. Don't we know it? Jenna is a charismatic woman with a lot of friends. Her best friend is a guy, Dylan, she knew in her old town. I trust Jenna, but I'd be bold-faced lying if I told her that her relationship with him doesn't bother me at all. I don't get angry with her or fight about it. She's reassured me that they've been friends their whole lives and have never had any spicy related relationship. I'm secure and I'm not insane. So I accept that they were friends and have tried to buddy up with him as well. He's visited the city 3 times. He's a cool guy. However, he does not seem to like me much. Jenna says he's just protective. Comes off a whole lot more like jealousy, though, than protectiveness, in my opinion. Jenna just finished up grad school this spring, but she's had a really tough time finding a job. We've lived together for a year and have been understanding that she can't help pay rent, etc. right now. I'm very financially secure. All right, Mr. Vet. So it isn't an issue. However, I am careful to not become a reason for her to not get a job and have her own financial independence. I just think it's important for everyone to have this sort of independence. Agreed.
AKA, I want to pay for you. Got you.
Yeah. So, without being pushy, I've let her know that she does need to start paying half of the expenses once she secures a job. Anyway, she texted me at work on Monday to tell me she got a job. It's a job she really, really wanted and had to go through some pretty grueling interviews to get. I was so happy and proud of her that I decided to leave the rest of the day at the office to my staff and took off early without telling Jenna. I bought her favorite booze, grabbed a bunch of Chinese takeout, her favorite, and bought her flowers. I had bought her a nice necklace that she'd seen at a store a couple of weeks ago. Nothing super extravagant, but it has a shark on it, and that woman is just obsessed with anything to do with sharks. That's cute.
Adorable.
I'd hidden it in the basement and figured I'd give it to her soon. Totally surprise her once she'd forgotten about seeing it in the store. I got home. Are we seeing a little ICU, John?
Might be some ICUs. There might be.
I really hope I'm not seeing what I want to see, what I don't want to see. Ooh. But I got home and came in the side entrance to the basement so I could grab the necklace and then surprise her. When I came up the basement steps and opened the door, I could hear her talking on the phone.
Okay.
Normally I wouldn't stop and listen, but I heard her laughing uncontrollably, like belly laughing. It was pretty cute, so I figured I'd wait for her to get off the phone before I surprised her.
I think we're about to see some unintentional eavesdropping about to happen.
She was talking to Dylan. Hey, laughing's not a crime.
It is illegal.
Laughing
You're
is
under
not
arrest.
A crime. So
Go to prison for life.
Yeah, no, we're fine. Sophia, you have any reason to not like the laugh? Sophia's staring. Sophia's giving me the old snake eye. Look at that. She was talking to Dylan. Nothing new there. They talk at least once a week. Then I heard what they were laughing about. Took me a few dull minutes to realize she was laughing about our spicy sleep life.
Oh, no.
She said something about how, no, he can't even compare to ex-boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend had at least 3 inches on him.
Oh my God, dude. Yikes. Yikes.
Oh,
got him.
3 inches. Damn. I mean, that's a lot even in height.
Yeah, exactly.
And, and vertical height. That's a lot. 3 inches, man.
First off, just starting at 3 inches.
Oh, jeez.
Already gone crazy.
Oh, man. Oh. Dude, I'm still recovering. That is a rough one.
That's tough, man.
That's tough. That's tough. Hey, you know, there's always the gym. So I feel bad every time I eat a baby.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no. I feel bad every time I eat a baby carrot around him because it must be so traumatic to see me chomping down on something the same size as him.
That's rough.
Stop laughing, Sophia. Stop laughing.
I'm not going to lie. It is a little bit tragically hilarious.
Oh.
Dude.
No. Oh. God, I feel so bad for him. God, this sucks.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Dang, dude. A tank can't grow. That's not what Mother Nature intended.
That's true.
Mother Nature intended for carrots to that's fruit from the earth right there.
Yeah, a carrot.
Vitamin C.
It's like
vitamin C. I will not get back to reality. I will stay in crazy land.
Nice try, Sophia.
Nice try.
It would almost be cute if it didn't suck so much. His body is amazing as long as he keeps his boxers on. I don't give a crap what people on Reddit think about the size of my member. But I do think it's important to say that what she was making fun of wasn't even true.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Which, in my opinion, makes it even more hurtful. I mean, I don't know about the ex-boyfriend. Maybe he was a horse. But I'm very average. Just good old-fashioned average. Not going to upsell myself here. It's nothing to write home about. But it's also not laughable. I've never felt self-conscious. It is what it is. But to hear her ripping me apart to this guy that she knows I have some concern about was just beyond hurtful. Hurtful doesn't cover it. She also made fun of me for being gorgeous, but not super smart. All right. Really quick.
Yep. Talk to me.
I mean, this is pretty bad.
This is pretty bad.
This is pretty bad. It's really whack.
So whack.
Yeah. And Jellybud did some quick math for us. So he's a 5 and the other guy's an 8.
There you go. Thanks for the quick math, Jellybud.
Thanks for the quick math.
Crunching those numbers over there like a baby carrot.
Doing the Lord's work.
Doing the Lord's work.
I really think this is one, a violation of trust. Mm-hmm. 2, just really cruel and mean.
So cruel, man.
I feel like I wouldn't want to be with a person that thought this little of me.
100%. And you know what? I think, like, you know, if a woman is like, you know, not satisfied in the bedroom, I do think that's like such an unfortunate predicament. It's such an awkward thing to bring up and whatnot. So I feel for people in that perspective.
But there are other ways.
But there are so many other, and also this does not accomplish satisfying her more. Yeah. All this does, if anything, it's like the
makes
exact
him
opposite.
Less confident.
You know?
Yeah. It's not gonna. But I feel like her goal isn't for them to have a better spicy sleep life. I think her goal is to bond with Dylan.
Wait, do we know for sure if she's telling this to Dylan, or I thought
for sure?
I thought it was like with the girlfriend.
For
that
sure,
makes it so much worse.
talking to Dylan. I'm highly educated. This isn't even remotely a concern of mine. I know I'm smart, gorgeous, and super smart with an average size wiener. Thanks very much.
Let's go. Stand on business.
Stand on business. Fully erect. I left after that. Did I throw the flowers out my car window? Yes. Did I cry in a parking lot? Yes. I think she may have heard the basement door close, maybe even saw my car driving away, because she started texting me pretty quickly after I left, asking me when I was coming home. That was Monday, and I haven't brought it up. I don't know. I think I'm still processing everything. It's horribly embarrassing and hurtful, but dang, I love this girl.
Right.
Not saying I'm going to forgive her necessarily. I just want to stress how hard this whole thing is for me. I know I need to bring it up to her, but how? Any suggestions on how to start a conversation with her? I'm extremely hurt, and I don't know if I can forgive her for this. We have an edit. But right now, let us talk about what we think we should do here. Is this just talk about it? Is this a break up then talk, or a talk and then maybe break up?
Yeah, I think he has to sit her down and be like, hey, I heard the whole conversation, and that was absolutely awful to have to listen to. And I feel like doo-doo. And maybe even just starting there, like just saying like, hey, I heard this and it like really hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and just seeing what she says, I think is a good first step, and see how she responds.
I mean, he said he's still in love with her. So I think like spending some time before making any actions and just being like, what does she say and how do I feel about what she says? And like, let's like sit with that. You still might break up.
Yeah.
It gives an opportunity for him to understand more about what's going on too. You know, when we talk about relationship integrity, like we talk about this idea of, oh, you know, like, yeah, maybe you could forgive, but are you going to be able to trust again? And you might be able to get back together, but will the relationship be the same?
Yeah.
And this feels like one of those things that may forever change that relationship. So it's like, is this something you want to come back to, knowing that it could forever change?
Yeah.
It?
It's like a double whammy. The spicy sleep life is forever changed, and then can I trust her with like very like intimate things, and that she won't like tell her friends to be giggling about me? So it's like, yeah, it's tough. It's a tough one to come back from, honestly.
But we got an update. Wow, thanks everyone. I just wanted to add that I definitely will be breaking up with Jenna.
There it is.
There we go.
Decision made.
Stand on business. Fully erect. I grabbed an adult soda with 3 friends and told them. Their sentiments matched yours. Dump her. Do it quick. I called my mom and told her about it. Yeah, I told her everything, embarrassing as it was. We were pretty close, and I wanted to tell her the whole story, and I've never heard her so angry about anything. She knew I'd bought a ring for Jenna. I will no.
That makes it so much worse, dude. Much worse. But honestly, what timing?
Yeah, what time? I mean, better before you propose than after.
Right before. Oh my goodness.
Ooh. She knew I'd bought a ring for Jenna. I will post an update after I do it, probably tomorrow, though it may take me a couple days to post about it. I'm going to be pretty wrecked emotionally. Thanks again for all the comments, / messages of support and encouragement. I really did not expect anyone to be rooting for me like this. And we got an update.
Oh,
we got an update.
Wow.
So I think we're going straight into it. I like that this is where it's going. Sophia, do you remember how long they've been together? Can you let me know?
No.
You can pull the mic a little closer to your face. You guys have to go.
2 years. 2 years.
2 years. 2 years. Okay. That's a long time. That's a long time.
Yeah.
That means it'll take you 2 months or a year. 2 months to a year to get over it.
There we go. We've got the
That's
timeline.
The golden rule for every year of a relationship is at least a month.
That's right.
Supportive Reddit strangers. I stayed strong and broke up with Jenna Thursday evening.
Hey.
Let's go. This has honestly been the most dramatic couple of days of my life. I am exhausted. Things got pretty ugly on her part. Oh, she was ugly to begin with on the inside. So sorry this is so long. A lot happened. At the suggestion of my friends, mother, brother, and many of you, I talked to her in private, but still public place. The thought behind that was that someone who can be so cruel and reveal herself as a liar is potentially capable of trying to turn things around on me and say that she left me because I hurt her or some other nonsense. I'd like to think she wouldn't do something like that, but who knows, especially after everything that has happened. Better safe than sorry. I thought about just boxing up her stuff and breaking things off with no explanation, but it's been over 2 years together. I decided the best thing to do is to confront her calmly and then hear her out. If she had an explanation, I wanted to hear it, even if it didn't change the decision to break up with her. So I took her to a wine bar in downtown that has those little individual booths with half curtains. She's been sugary sweet since Monday, which tells me either A, felt guilty about what a knucklehead she was, and B, thought I may have heard her, or C, she just knew I was acting distant and was totally clueless as to why. So she dressed up really nice, and despite everything that has happened, I can admit that she looked stunning.
Rats.
Come on, man. Keep it together.
Hold strong, brother.
She was
Hold the
also
line.
very affectionate. And kept making a lot of sexy comments about all the things she wanted to do here. Brother, stay strong.
Stay strong. Don't let her put any ranch on that baby carrot, okay? No snacks today.
Oh, snack. Oh, yeah. Normally, my precious little baby carrot would have been thrilled by this. But given the circumstances, it was difficult to hear and act normal. I had rehearsed what I was going to say to her over and over, so as soon as we sat down and got our wine, I started. I can't remember word for word. My adrenaline was put into pretty high gear, so it feels fuzzy. I basically started by saying how much I've loved her, how she's the only woman that I've ever felt connected to so profoundly that I opened myself up to her completely and trusted her.
Ooh.
I told her that she's the only woman I've ever thought about marrying that I've gone ring shopping for. I left that part out about how I actually bought the ring, and that I've actually imagined having children with her in the next few years. She kept interrupting me to say, aw, or to tell me how much she loves me too. Then I looked her in the eye and asked her point blank, why, if she loved me so much, did she horrendously make fun of me to Dylan?
Boom. There it is. What you got to say?
Boom. Boom.
Come on. I want to hear it.
I have to say, the look on her face was a bit satisfying. As expected, she denied it at first and acted like she had no idea what I was talking about. She said Dylan knows how much he loves me and that she's never made fun of me to him. I kind of just looked at her and said something like, come on, Jenna.
We
Come
both know
on.
what's going on here.
We know what's going on. I heard you.
You got to drop a baby carrot joke at this point. Like, that's go on.
Oh, yeah, dude. That would be sweet.
Yeah, listen. Like, I know I'm not your favorite vegetable in the garden. I'm no eggplant. But hey, us baby carrots gotta,
You gotta stay together.
Stay together.
You gotta stand strong against your tyranny. But she still denied it even after I told her that I'd come home early on Monday and had heard her. It was pretty frustrating, but I kept my cool. I just told her that she and I both know she's lying and that the things she said were unforgivable and that I couldn't wrap my mind around why she would say things like that to anyone, let alone Dylan, especially because she was lying just to be able to rag on me. Still denied and acted like I was crazy. She said she loves me so much, that she's not dissatisfied with her spicy sleep life, and would never say she was or complain about my size, that she knows how smart and sweet I am. That's why she loves me. If I hadn't heard what she said to Dylan myself, I would have believed her. She deserves an Oscar for that performance. Oh, dude, that crap scares me, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, like Oscar-worthy lying. Like, I'm the worst liar ever. I never lie. I never practice it. So that's maybe why I'm so bad. But people that lie all the time, dude, they're goated. Some commenters asked if I was sure she was talking about me when I overheard her. When she was talking about her ex-boyfriend and his kraken of a wiener, she said my name when she was making the comparison. I'm definitely sure that she was talking about me and that she was lying to my face about it. I told her that I would drive us home. She could grab the essentials she needed and her dog. My brother and his girlfriend would be at the house too. I wanted to make sure there were other people there just to have witnesses that I let her get her stuff and didn't do anything aggressive or destructive. I told her I'd pack the rest of her stuff up and leave it out for her to get whenever she could. She was in total disbelief that I was actually breaking up with her. She pleaded with me, but my mind was/is made up and I wasn't budging. It was hard not to cry in front of her, though, when she kept saying how much she wanted to be with me forever and that she planned to be the mother of my children someday. I own my house, and since Jenna hasn't helped with expenses by paying rent or utilities, I wasn't too concerned about, putting it bluntly, punting her out. She kept asking me what she was supposed to do and where she was supposed to sleep. I told her it wasn't really my problem anymore and that she has plenty of friends she can stay with until she gets her own place. Basically, all the furniture and decor is mine. She just has clothes, toiletries, etc. to get out. All of the redecorating she did to my house was done on my dime. Then came the water.
Here we go. The multiple stages.
Go. She started crying and saying that she didn't understand how I could do this to her. She said she thought I was a nice guy about 1,000,000 times. I told her I am a nice guy, which is why I didn't throw her stuff out in the front lawn, change the locks, and give her no explanation. Then, I swear to you, this woman dug the knife even deeper.
Okay.
She's
I'm
going for the hearts, going for the throat.
What else can you say, lady?
She said, John.
Yes.
She didn't know why she said those things to Dylan. She finally acknowledged it.
Okay.
And that maybe because Dylan brings out the best in her and she's able to laugh about things that would normally make her cry. I guess like my wiener.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So bad.
I thought you said it was great 2 seconds. See, you just...
Yeah, she's a big liar.
Dude,
she's a big
so,
liar.
like literally this lies all over the place.
I told her that it's really sad to me if what I heard was her at her best. It was petty, and usually I'm above making snide comments, but I told her that she can go back to her hometown and go live with Dylan or her 9-inch wiener ex-boyfriend. Okay, so my boy's 6. My boy's 6.
He's fine.
That's good.
That's a full carrot there.
That's a
there,
full,
ladies and
that
gentlemen.
is a full carrot.
That's a full carrot.
My boy's 6.
He's fine.
He's doing fine.
He's fine. And he's fit.
And he's
a vet.
fit.
And he's a vet. Dude,
Bro,
this is the full package. This is the full package right here. And he's like, let me take the high road. Let me just tell you, I'll express exactly how I feel, work with you on moving out, and then, that's it. Don't throw stuff on the lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. It was amazing to watch how fast those tears disappeared. Apparently, I'm the a-hole. I didn't know how to treat a woman. I'm a loser. My wiener is tiny. I'm going to be alone forever. She never really loved me, and I was more like a friend, but she didn't want to hurt me, so she stayed with me. Makes a lot of sense. She would have said no if I proposed. Again, I'm a loser, an a-hole, and in case I didn't get it the first time, she meant it when she said my wiener was a baby carrot. Oh, and I will pass away alone. I told her passing me alone is preferred to passing away married to a woman who is cruel and doesn't love or respect me. No joke. She started to scream.
Oh.
Not words, just a long, extremely loud scream.
Oh my God.
It was alarming. And she just booked it out of there after calling me a disgusting pig. After paying the bill and apologizing to the waiter about the drama, I left, and Jenna was standing outside crying. I know what she did was horrible, and all the things she said just a few minutes earlier were horrible, but I still didn't like seeing her like that and didn't want to just leave her on the sidewalk. I'm in New England. It's already pretty cold here, so I told her to let me give her a ride back to the house so she could get her stuff, but she needed to leave and go stay somewhere else as soon as she packed a bag.
Yeah.
She agreed, and we didn't talk at all in the car, talk about an awkward ride. My brother and his wife were at the house when we got there. His wife stayed inside while Jenna got some stuff together, and my brother waited outside with me. That went pretty uneventfully, and she had a girlfriend come pick her up. I got my key back from her before she left. She texted me throughout the night, and the text ranges from sorry to sad to angry to really angry and back again. I didn't answer any of them and only texted her yesterday morning to tell her that her stuff was on the porch and that she should come to pick it up while I'm at work. I didn't hear from her all day until it was almost time for me to go home. There was a pretty nasty text wishing me about every ill you can wish a person. I didn't answer.
Great. Boom. G-move.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Well, I come home to a disaster zone. She smashed everything. What? I don't know if she made a spare key at some point that I was unaware of or if she knows how to pick locks, but she got into the house somehow and she destroyed it.
Oh my God.
She smashed stuff that's irreplaceable.
Oh.
She ripped up furniture. She clogged 2 sinks, left the water running. She left the refrigerator open and threw food all over the kitchen. It was wrecked. The only considerate thing she did was lock my 2 dogs up in the bedroom, I guess so they didn't cut themselves on glass or eat the food.
Oh my God. Dude.
Oh my God. Dude, I don't understand. Like, what frightens me?
Yeah.
What frightens me
Yeah.
is you can be in a relationship with someone for 2 years.
Yep.
And it's totally fine. And then snap, they become a crazy person.
Yeah.
Just snap. Does that not terrify you?
I mean, that is absolutely.
How do you test for
terrifying.
that? How do you test for that?
I don't
What's the
know.
crazy test? Chat, what's the crazy test?
I don't know.
Do something really difficult and hard together where like things will go wrong.
Yeah.
Travel maybe.
Yeah.
Get a dog. But they had dogs and the crazy didn't come out.
That's true.
I think I'm going to get flamed for this.
Here we go.
But I think if you take care of a partner too much, it might prevent you from learning if they can can weather difficulty.
Right, because it's like it's the same thing of the difficult scenario where it's like, all right, if you put yourselves in a difficult scenario, you see yourself at your worst.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you behave and act and like care for the other partner? in that
Sounds
scenario?
like he kind of insulated her from anything rough. We got some more here. So I have 2 vehicles, one for everyday use and then an SUV for work. I use the SUV for when I make house calls and may have to bring large or exotic animals into the vehicle to transport it into the clinic. In the middle of the drama, I'd forgotten I'd given her a key to the SUV in case she ever had an emergency and needed to drive somewhere. I went out to check the car and she trashed the inside of it.
Oh man.
She dumped flour all over the inside in addition to tomato soup. The stuff is just stuff, I suppose. It's more the fact that she could do something so childish and awful on top of everything else. It blows my mind. Last weekend, I took her to a play, went out with her and her friends. We played Monopoly one night and made up our own drinking game with it. We hung out and watched Netflix, made love several times. All right.
Flex.
And this weekend, my house and vehicle are destroyed, and so am I. Amazing how fast things change.
Truly.
Yeah. You better look around her every once in a while. You might miss it.
My goodness.
Wow.
Wow.
Not my finest moment, but I was so pissed off that I got right onto Costco's instant delivery and ordered 25 bag pounds. And ordered 25-pound bags of baby carrots and had them shipped to her friend's place addressed to Jenna. 100 pounds of baby carrots. They deliver within 1 hour. I got a slew of interesting and insulting texts from her that evening. Yes, it was petty, but the only regret I have about it is that it was a waste of food. Hopefully she donates them or cooks some of them or something. So that's that. I blocked her the night after the nasty texts from her kept coming. I'm feeling pretty beaten down right now and I've cried more than I have in a long time. It's obvious that I made the right choice. Jenna is clearly not emotionally stable or mature. She really is cruel, and I know I do deserve better. I've spent a lot of time since Monday thinking about myself as a partner and trying to figure out what could have led her, obviously, to having some resentment or something for me. I'm going to be 100% honest here. I work a lot. I try still to make time for people I love and try not to bring work home with me when I've had a bad day. But sometimes I do. I know this. Jenna and I have fought about it before, and I've really tried to pace my days a certain way so that I can get home at a reasonable time. And I've tried to leave bad days at work as much as I can. However, anyone who is a vet or has worked with one knows we're always on call for emergencies. Sometimes we have patients that we have to check on or stay with through the night. Time off can be challenging. It's doable, but challenging. My staff is incredible and can handle most situations, but I do still get a lot of calls or texts from them when I'm on vacation or an off day. I'm sure there have been times when Jenna felt second best to my job. Well, I guess I know there have been. She's told me that much in the past. I did try to make changes, but there's only so much I can do. As far as I remember, I've never been purposely mean to Jenna. I've had bad days and been grumpy or absent. We've had our share of disagreements and fights, but nothing unhealthy or excessive. I really thought we had a solid relationship and that we were both happy. I know I was. It's hard not to question myself and wonder if I really am a letdown or if I neglected her at some point, that she felt unloved enough to act the way she did. I don't know, but I do know that no matter what, the way she put me down and the way she reacted to breaking up this way was way out of line. I didn't deserve that, and that's on her.
True.
But you know what each and every one of you frickin' deserve?
What?
To listen to full episodes with stories just like this, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. There's another relevant update. Johnny.
Yes, sir.
But how do we feel about where things have ended?
Yeah, man. I think, OP, I think he did a pretty good job at navigating everything and, just trying to keep it even keel, try to take the high road, try to just make it as unmessy as possible in a massively, literally and figuratively messy situation.
It is messy as heck.
Thank God it happened before he gave the ring because she for sure, she probably would have taken it or
but
God knows what. God knows what.
How much damage did she create in that house?
Yeah, honestly, Emma Wilkins just said what I was thinking. He definitely needs to sue her. I mean, dude,
and press charges.
That's you can't expect you're the one that did the thing wrong. Like, what are you destroying his place and property for?
That's what immature people do.
I guess so. But again,
when they're confronted.
Back to the lying thing. It's just so scary and so just it's hard to imagine. I don't know, that someone would do that. But
wow. Well, we got a little bit more to this story.
Well, let's get into it.
Thank you for rooting for me, Reddit. It's been great to read all the nice words. Time for me and my baby carrot to eventually find a woman who appreciates us for what we are. Edits. We got an edit.
Here we go.
I did file a police report and took pictures, which will hopefully help with recouping some of the money lost through insurance. As far as the police report, it's very doubtful anything will come of it since I can't prove it was her. Same goes for trying to sue her in small claims court. And honestly, I'd rather not deal with her anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to hope that insurance will cover the damages and I can move on with my life.
Facts. Totally
Facts,
get it.
dude. Honestly,
totally get it.
OP is the most stoic man alive.
Dude, dude is crushing it. And I have to say, listen, we always preach self-care, not pettiness, but the 100 pounds of baby carrots was hilarious.
Hilarious and not offensive.
Harmful pettiness,
Yeah, this is not harmful.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like you need to do something. She literally destroyed his whole house.
Yeah.
Delivering some baby carrots.
Bro deserves something, right? We got to give him something, man.
But that's where that story ends, but not this episode.
Oh.
We got another episode for you, but oh my God. Yeah, that was a lot.
My goodness. My fiance went to a spicy dancing club after I told him not to.
Oh no. It wasn't the glitter that gave it away.
Uh-oh. Now, 2 weeks ago, my fiance and I were laying in bed about to get intimate when I glanced over and saw him looking at thirst traps on his phone. I was completely turned off and told him I found it disrespectful to look at corn with me laying right next to him, especially since we were about to have spicy sleep.
Hey, it was just getting ready.
This is the warm-up, babe. He apologized profusely. And by the way, this comes from GFL111. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So when we spoke about this incident with our couples therapist, boom, I opened up about my struggles with corn and related issues. I was raised very conservatively, and while I understand it's not realistic to ask him to not ever look at corn, I had previously asked him to have the respect to not do it in front of me.
Like, babe, I need it.
I need it.
I need it. Dude, just get a VR headset.
Dude, yeah.
Problem solved.
Right. She'll never see it.
Babe, I swear, I'm just planting carrots.
Yeah. It's a new game, babe. It's called
a racing game.
Yeah. I'm kneading dough. I'm a baker in France, in Paris.
And I
French
swear,
baker.
the bread is on the walls, It's a top-down view.
Yeah, exactly. All the kids are playing it. I also, oh God.
I'm slapping the dough, babe.
He's basting the bread with the egg wash. Oh, man. Oh, God. I also suggested multiple times that we discuss our boundaries with corn, spicy dancers, etc., etc. Of course. And he replied with, I don't think we need to. We're on the same page.
I swear. Babe, we're on the same page. Let me just put on my headset and need some dough.
Yeah. Now that's what I call on the same page, babe. This weekend is his bachelor party in Vegas. Guys,
God.
Put an ICU in the chat right now.
No,
put an ICU in the chat right
this
freaking now.
ICU we can see a mile away.
This is so painfully obvious.
Oh, God.
So we didn't talk about specifics, but I trusted him per our previous conversations to know where my head was at. Yeah, him deciding where your head was at for you. Yes, that conversation.
Yeah, but it's not corn. You know, it's real. They're dancers. Do you hate expression?
Yeah, babe.
It's art.
You were so mad at me for doing corn, so I said, not doing corn anymore.
Yeah.
Switching it up. You're welcome.
In person, baby. Yeah. I mean, hey, is it a crime to look at the statue of David and that man's baby carrot? No.
Nope.
No, it's not. That is beauty right there. That is the human body, and I'm just appreciating some sculpted human bodies.
It is actually quite beautiful.
Yeah.
The statue.
Statue?
It's actually quite
the
beautiful.
Baby carrot?
Yeah. Well, not specifically that. Just in general, the statue's nice.
The statue. He's a good-looking man.
He is literally the perfectly proportioned man. That's how they made him.
Ah, well, there you go, dude. If I'm being honest, had he asked me ahead of time or mentioned he was going to go to a spicy dancing club with his buddies, I would have been open to discussing it.
Okay.
Communication could have happened. He's been calling a few times a day to check in. I told him that wasn't necessary, but he insisted. Late last night, I was temporarily locked out of our apartment building while walking our dogs. I tried using the intercom buzzer, which calls his phone, but it went straight to voicemail. Once I finally got inside, I texted him that I was sorry to bug him, but it was me and I made it in okay. He immediately read the message and didn't reply, which is unlike him. He's leaving her on red.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really text when you're
yeah. Babe, my fingers are preoccupied.
I wanted to experience the dough making in real life.
Dude, oh God. I'm finally going to be a real baker. This is chef school. Oh God. I asked him whether everything was okay, and again, he left me on red. This is unlike him, so I grew a bit concerned. We share our locations, and I wanted to make sure his phone wasn't stolen or he wasn't in the hospital or something. He has checked my location several times before as well, so not unprecedented to do this. He was at a spicy dancing club.
Oh, rough.
Yep. I will admit that it didn't feel great, but I was going to let it go until he got home so it wouldn't ruin his bachelor weekend. He called about 5 minutes later to make sure I was okay. He could tell from my voice I wasn't okay. I asked him where he was. He initially said, a club, and finally admitted it was a spicy dancing club.
Yep.
There you go. And just to be crystal clear, this is the kind of spicy dancing club where the clothes disappear.
The clothes,
like
wow,
a magic trick.
Like magic. It's a magic show.
Yeah, just to define our
magic
terms.
Show, you know?
Yep.
Clothes disappear and things grow before your eyes.
He wants to be a baker and a magician.
Yeah. Baby carrots turning into full developed carrots.
Watch my engagement disappear. He promised he wasn't doing anything bad. I explained how I found out and mentioned that I wish that we had talked about it beforehand. I wasn't mad. I didn't yell. I was just disappointed and deflated in the moment. Once he sensed this, he immediately got defensive and said that we were both at fault.
Babe, it's kind of your fault that I recognize it's my fault, but it's also your fault. You know?
How could you let me do this?
Yeah. I mean, you said no corn. What's a man supposed to do? I'm but a man.
God.
I have needs. I need to bake.
It is my passion.
My baguette needs a stroke.
Oh, God. He said it was too coincidental and I must have been stalking him all weekend. Oh, okay. That's what he's... Okay, my goodness. He accused me of making up a story about getting locked out. I don't want to debate about whether spicy clubs are okay. I recognize I am very conservative in this area. Again, I would be open to talking to him had he brought it up. The only factor is that one of his friends on the trip is a spicy club regular. Babe, I'm just trying to help him get points. Sorry, here in a free hot wings, babe. Arrest me. Oh, my God.
Yeah, babe, I didn't go for the dancers. I went for the hot wings. That food is amazing.
Dude. And then, get ready for this part. And that friend is constantly bragging about how many spicy dancers he pays to sleep with.
Is that impressive?
That's a brag?
That doesn't feel like the flex you think it is.
Yeah, no one will sleep with me for free.
Yeah. I feel like my fiance broke my trust, and now I'm afraid of what else he did. Once he started making ridiculous accusations, I did start yelling expletives and hung up on him. He turned off his phone, and I haven't heard from him since. What's the best path forward here? I haven't been able to sleep much at all, and I feel sick to my stomach. Our wedding is in 2 weeks. whoa, and we have an update where we may get either the wedding or the cancellation. That's what I think is coming up here.
Well, John, there's I feel like we've talked about this before, and I think we're in agreement that we kind of don't like this common trope that kind of happens in bachelor and bachelorette parties.
Yes.
Where it's like, last night of freedom.
Why do we need to do this?
I hate that.
Why do we need to do this?
I
It
hate
is
that.
so unnecessary.
So dumb. But I do think there's a lot of people out there that use the bachelorette party as the last night of freedom and like say like, hey, my one day where anything goes. It's like the purge, but for spicy sleep. And I'm not saying it's for sure, but the fact that he's in the company of a guy that is paying for spicy sleep on the reg, I'm not 100% convinced that he didn't do anything more than just watch.
Yeah, especially like she said, once he started getting defensive and trying to like put the blame on her too. Like,
yeah,
it's just and everything we've seen from this guy so far. I don't know if we have the trust in his responsibility and ability to honor and respect their soon to be marriage. Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, we have an update.
Oh boy, let's see.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone for their responses. I read every single one. It was overwhelming. I had posted this looking for some advice. I didn't feel like I could talk to my friends about this as I would be embarrassed. I know some folks probably think I posted this to get validation. It was actually the opposite. I was hoping I would be told I was overreacting so I could get out of my head and stop spiraling. I would also like to add that if I read this post or if a friend came to me with the situation, I would have reacted similarly. Before I update though, I would like to provide some background/context and answer some of the questions that were brought up. It's a lot, so if you don't care, skip to the update. My fiance and I have been together for a bit over 3 years. I had mentioned we are already in couples therapy. True, I forgot about that. And some were questioning why that is. My fiance was previously married and his first wife passed away.
Dang.
Relationships with widowers can be extremely difficult to navigate, so we sought help with some of the trickier nuances of ours. We also both have individual therapists. I started seeing one about a year into dating him. As I mentioned, I come from a conservative background. I grew up in the Midwestern U.S., and most of the folks around me were religious. My family is not religious, but I guess some of these values were imprinted. My father has never been to a spicy dancing club in his life. He never had corn or suggestive material. When I was younger, I remember my father telling our family at dinner he found his boss, who was a family friend, frequented spicy dancing clubs. The way he and my mom spoke about it with disgust, that they both equated it to infidelity. As I got older, I moved around the country. I started to realize how extreme those beliefs are. I've personally struggled with a lot of these thoughts. I have been to spicy dancing clubs. I don't look down on folks who enjoy them, nor do I look down on spicy sleep workers. It's not my values or how I choose to live my life, but I'm sure others could say the same about me. Corn is another thing. I have viewed corn solo as well with my fiance. My issues with him and corn didn't arise until I realized how bad it seems to be. About 1.5 years ago, he was showing me something on Instagram, and his For You page was literally all thirst traps.
I will say, if you are a man on Instagram, you have to actively prune your Explore page to not show you booties.
Yes.
It's just a fact of life.
I think like it's like, oh, if you like, you like racing, oh, you like whatever.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, let's just throw some booties in
Booty.
there.
I mean, like there's so I would. There's a lot of other things that I would say like, hey, like that's not good. The Instagram Explore page, I don't think is the smoking gun that you think it is. However, I prune my Instagram Explore. I would actually be down to show my Instagram Explore page right now. That's how confident I am.
Do it.
That they're.
It's blurry. Oh, wow.
But there is a game.
What the heck is that?
And
I think I've said I'm not interested in women so many times that now Instagram has flipped me the other way.
The other way. Like, this must be the other answer. There's no other way.
No, we got to make this guy horny somehow.
Dude, that's so funny.
Just know it's not a complete smoking gun, but it is. It's a little bit.
I think, yeah. I
a little
think
bit.
I'm just imagining in my mind's eye what she's seeing. And I feel like there's a difference between, oh, there's like a sprinkling and like
yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
is that, you know what I mean?
all of it combined.
Yes. And then I also noticed him looking at one on the couch once, and I called him out. I worked with my individual therapist about why this bothers me. I'm not sure if the problem got better or I just chose to ignore it. Cut to a few weeks ago. We were on a short vacation. We were lying in bed, scrolling on social media. There was something he had done that annoyed me, but nothing major. I was just a little on edge. Spicy sleep was inevitable. We both knew it. That was until I glanced over and watched him go to his search page, scroll, and click on a thirst trap, and proceed to scroll through her post. So I simply said, I guess we're not having spicy sleep now. He got defensive at first. It just popped up on my feed. What was I supposed to do?
I can't help myself.
3 dots, not interested, click.
Yeah, this man has been in a relationship. He knows what's up.
Get that
out of my face.
Come on.
Yeah, no, I have, again, like the not interested is a powerful tool.
Very
Use
powerful
it to your
tool.
advantage if you're in a relationship.
That is correct.
Or are struggling with like corn addiction or anything like that. Like, or if you just like, for whatever reason, like, I don't want to look at spicy pics on the internet anymore. Just not interested. So you can get it out of your
delete. But I called him out and said, you clicked and scrolled. With a real life woman next to you, you could have the filtered photo instead. Have fun with the photo. We spent the next therapy session going over what had happened. He owned up to it being 100% in the wrong, agreeing it was disrespectful, apologizing profusely, and promising it wouldn't happen again. I used the opportunity to give the therapist the context I just provided above. I guess I feel I have to justify this for some reason. After our therapy session ended, I said it would probably be a good idea to talk through boundaries. You know the rest of what happened. And now, ladies and gentlemen, that was just the context. That was just more background to set the stage for the true update.
Ooh, babe.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like that was good context.
Right? Yeah, often we don't always get good context.
No, we
but when
don't.
we do,
We don't. But this is, I feel fully educated.
Fully up to speed.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get into the juice. Once he realized how upset I was, my fiance booked an earlier flight home from Vegas. When I picked him up from the airport, which I debated doing, I could tell he didn't think this was as big of a deal as it was. I let him know if I could postpone the wedding, I would, but we can't. And if we cancel the wedding, we're done. So basically, I think she's saying, if I could postpone the wedding, I would, but I'm guessing venues and other things, like it just doesn't work. And if she decides to cancel the wedding, they're done, which, by the way, reminder, it's in 2 weeks. So I feel like OP's kind of saying like, hey, we have a 2-week window here to fix everything.
Dude, that's not going to work.
It's just, yeah.
I mean, that's too much. That's too much.
It's just not going to work.
Yeah. If it's not a heck yeah to get married, it should be a hell no.
And also, I'm like, totally, it would probably be a horrendous pill to swallow, but probably doable. You just lose all the money and everything else because you're going to lose it anyways. If you're not going to have the money anyways if you do the wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
You might as well just not be married to the person you shouldn't be married to.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's more expensive? Divorce.
Divorce is very expensive.
And a wedding.
Yeah.
So how about that?
Double whammy.
So I also laid out the terms for what the breakup would look like, and I insisted that he would be the one telling our guests the reason why. And it's not because he went to a spicy club, it's because he's a manipulative liar who doesn't respect me. He was completely shocked. In his mind, all he did was go to a spicy club on his bachelor party. He tried to feign ignorance. All the other guys were married and their wives didn't care. Well, guess what? Their wives ain't me. Okay.
Their wives ain't this girl.
Mm-hmm. You're marrying me, buddy, not their wives. They're already taken for, I guess.
Go across the pond if you want that fish smell over there.
God.
If you want this fish, you gotta play by my fish rules.
Premium mahi market day prices.
Market day prices.
Okay, that's me.
Yes.
Premium cut. I laid out everything that he did. I even chose some quotes from the comments on the original post. Some of you are better at articulating my feelings than me. Now I understand what I'm about to tell you next can be a form of manipulation. He could also very well be lying. I lay it out before I explain how I feel. He started to sob, not cry, but uncontrollably sob. I have never seen him anywhere close to that. He didn't realize what he had done to me in our relationship and so close to the wedding. He said he was ashamed of himself as a man and a partner. He promised nothing happened, not even a lap dance. He claims he had never been to a spicy club.
I swear, nothing happened. Not even a little lap dance.
I didn't do anything. I came for the hot wings. I came for the lemon pepper. I swear. Oh, he claims it was the toxic friend. Oh, now he's toxic. He went from bragging for paying for spicy sleep. I mentioned the original post who was pushing the spicy club, and he had to fight him, eventually losing. He admits it was wrong. Fight him to go to a spicy dancing club on your own bachelor party. Come on. He admits it was wrong to accuse me of making up the story about getting locked out. He was mad at me and turned off his phone as an FU. He couldn't believe that I would even think he would be unfaithful, and so on. I'm still very much struggling. I hate that a lot of this is around him going to a spicy club. That's not what it is. It's the lying, the gaslighting, the willful disrespect. I asked him why he would even want to be with someone like me when our values are so clearly misaligned. He said they are aligned. Babe, we're on the same page.
Yeah. Your poison tonic says, babe, I didn't get a lap dance. I got 2 lap dances.
yeah. Semantics, babe.
I just left that out. I wasn't lying, babe. I
also got a grammar game on my VR headset, okay? I tapped the right word. Duolingo. He doesn't want to be the person who goes to spicy clubs.
Then don't do it. You should have thought about that.
So simple. He wants to live up to my standards. I don't know how I feel about that last comment. At this point, I don't know what to believe. I don't think he cheated on me in terms of what happened in the spicy club. He swears they were at a big table. Only the toxic guy went to the back room for a lap dance. I had to explain to him several times how he was lying. I don't know what I believe in terms of who pushed who to go or whether that was the plan. There's a lot of doubt. By the way, one thing that you will be never in doubt of is that you have 2,000 episodes waiting for you to binge at your heart's desire. If you go to Spotify, Apple, or iHeartRadio and search OK Storytime, binge the pod, guys. It's a great thing to
It is.
check out. But before we get into the finale of this story and episode, what are we thinking? Closing thoughts.
I feel like, basically what the crux of it is he wasn't truthful about going to the spicy club or wasn't forthright. And it seems like he's like having some kind of corn addiction. I think the thing is, it's been brought up a lot. They're already in counseling.
Yeah.
I think maybe you can like really say like, this is she's kind of said all the things. Like she's like, I don't know. This is like really in my values. It feels like we're entering a breaking point. I mean, I'm down to, because I don't feel like it is divorce worthy, but I also don't think you should get married. You know, if the marriage is in 2 weeks, this feels like a postpone or cancel marriage. But it also seems that if you cancel the marriage, it's over.
That's what she, how she feels.
Yeah. If I was to lean one way, it would probably be to not get married.
Yeah.
And everything that entails.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think I would say definitely don't get married, but maybe just give yourself that beat just to, if anything, just think through everything and figure out what your next move is. But I feel it feels like she's frustrated and he keeps ping ponging. Yeah. Like he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, and then he goes and does something
the same thing.
like so similar, but not that exact same thing. It goes from first it's the explore page when they're about to hook up, then it's the strip club. Like it's
spicy sleep whack-a-mole.
Yes,
He's just like, oh, I can't do this. All right, over here. Oh, I can't do this. Boop. Boop, boop.
And Opie's like, I'm not trying to play whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Just give me my cute teddy bear and let me go home. Well, let's get into the finale of this story and episode, okay? Let's see. I'm sorry I can't provide a better update, but I don't know what will happen. We have couples therapy tonight. I'm putting together a list of requirements that I am going to consider moving forward. How do you move forward when the trust has been this broken? I don't know. There's still a lot of pain and anger. I feel foolish, scared of the future, weak. Thanks for giving me an outlet. I will try to reply to comments if anyone cares for more information. And that is it. So we don't know. How it ended up, but you know what? OP's, I feel like OP's on the path to figuring out.
Yeah. And
herself.
Giving her some time to figure it out.
Yes.
And giving himself a beat.
Guidance
Kimberly
with the
Fine,
counseling.
Yeah. Kimberly Fine says, a Lord knows he gave himself a beat too.
Oh God.
Oh God.
he decided to add what's it called? He decided to add butcher to the to the hyphenate job list. He's what is it? Baker,
butcher, and spicy sleep connoisseur.
Yes, absolutely.
Or spicy
there was another
clone.
one we threw in there.
Wordle?
Baker, butcher, and oh gosh, I thought there was a second one we said, but
I don't remember.
it escapes me.
I don't want my brother-in-law's toxic girlfriend in our home.
Then
Kick her out.
I, 30 female, and my husband, 29 male, have been together 10 years. Whoa! Married 5 of those. The last 3 years, we've been making our own traditions as my in-laws dynamic is incredibly toxic, and this is our first home, and we like to incorporate a little bit of ourselves into our new traditions. I'm excited to hear them. So we now cook for my entire family and ourselves and deliver it throughout the day on Christmas. That's cute.
that is nice. I
By
like
the
that.
way, this comes from Neither Evening 2644. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So a couple of weeks ago, my brother-in-law, 19 male, graduated trade school and moved back in with us. He asked if it was okay if his girlfriend, 20 female, came over for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We said, not a problem.
Forget about it.
Well, last night, it became a problem.
Dang it. We were so close.
Brother-in-law's girlfriend is a... I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. Is a vegetarian.
No.
How good? I put this in quotations, as all I've ever seen her eat is mac and cheese and pizza.
Those aren't vegetarian.
Cheese pizza.
Those are vegetarian. Wait. Those are both vegetarian.
We decided we're making loaded mashed jalapeno poppers, stuffed mushrooms, deviled eggs, sweet potato casserole, candied yams, and ham.
Okay.
We have in the past tried accommodating brother-in-law's girlfriend's diet, and it was a complete waste of time, as she refused to eat anything we made, all vegetarian based. So we learned a few months ago we are not catering to her difficult nature. It's not about diet. She's just a pain in the butt.
Wait,
Dang.
all of those things for the most part seemed like vegetarian. Like,
Yeah, sweet potato casserole.
No. I think that they're saying that they did make the first comment made
in
no
the past,
sense.
In the past.
They're saying she only eats mac and cheese and pizza, but so they tried to accommodate with vegetarian stuff. But the first comment makes no sense because those are vegetarian. The second comment, they're just saying she doesn't eat it because
I'm sorry.
she's a pain in the butt.
Is she just a picky eater?
It sounds like
She
she's
might
just a
be
picky eater.
Because
She's
if
a
you're
vegetarian,
eating
but a
those
picky
two
eater.
things, that doesn't make you seem like a vegetarian.
But also, so the
Well,
things that,
she
the
could be
things
a
that
picky
they're
vegetarian.
making, the loaded mash jalapeno popper, is loaded mash? Is that with like bacon and stuff?
I don't know. That's a
Sometimes,
good
but-
question.
But a lot of this, like candied yams, I mean, ham is not
the only thing that
vegetarian,
popped
but
out to me was ham, and
Yeah.
maybe
A
a
sometimes
lot of the other
eggs.
stuff
Well,
seemed potentially
I think they're
vegetarian.
saying that she literally only eats mac and cheese and pizza.
Oh yeah, maybe she's like a plain Jane kind of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also
kinda
like a lot of people
eater.
have like they're like who are neurodivergent have like safe foods.
Yeah.
So it could be
I had
that.
an ex that only ate white foods.
What do you mean?
Jicama.
What do you mean, like white
It's
foods?
not
Like,
a white food.
Yeah.
You're
what do you
just
mean by
calling
white
out.
foods?
Hey,
Like,
White food. She would only
Turnips.
She would only eat like she would
Marshmallows.
eat like only like bread and like
Eggs.
pasta.
Those aren't white.
cheese?
Well, whitish.
Cheese is white?
Or off white and like cheese.
But she wasn't like vegetarian or
Cheese is-
vegan.
She wasn't
Yeah.
vegetarian. She was just
Sometimes.
she got over it. I think when she was like 16 or something.
Oh.
What?
But for a long period. Yeah, in her adult, but she was still
Yeah.
a picky eater.
Jellybus says, "Yep, my youngest and her texture
Guys, I have to ask.
issues."
Texture issues. Well, last night it came up that we aren't making mac and cheese. Oh no. We made the viral tiny mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. We decided to remake the dishes from Thanksgiving that got the most love and compliments, the one that people most enjoyed. Most of our dishes have lots of cheese in them as well as carbs. We didn't want to add the mac and cheese.
I will say though, I understand that it's frustrating that you're literally doing all of this work and then she's maybe complaining about it or something. But I feel like if you know that she only eats mac and cheese,
And you're going to take out the one thing that she can eat.
yeah, it feels like if you know she's gonna cause trouble, I would just make the mac and cheese.
I would just get
You could
one
even,
of those
like,
instant
You
mac
know,
and
yeah,
cheeses.
I would just buy
you
like
know?
I would buy like
And you're just
mac
like,
and
"Here
cheese from
you
the
go."
store.
Just toss it to her.
Just so she
Stuffed
doesn't make
mushrooms?
a
Dude, that
whole
sounds
thing.
delicious.
Well, this girl lost her crap last night. She raised her voice and kept yelling, "What am I supposed to eat? There's no mac and cheese." She was insistent and berating my brother-in-law until my husband stepped in and reminded her they're adults and could go to the store in the morning to make their own. She didn't like this and continued complaining, so I jumped in and said that there is boxed mac and cheese they can make themselves. I want to add that his girlfriend is high-functioning autistic. I'm not sure if this behavior is partially due to that or if she's just a spoiled, rotten brat who's never heard of no in her entire life, but I do not want this behavior in my household ever again. How the heck can I better navigate this situation while she's still here for the next 2 days? I'm so close to finding a dog-friendly hotel and just going there with my dog and husband until brother-in-law takes his girlfriend back home. So am I the a-hole for telling him when he takes her home that this will be the last time she's welcome here, or do I keep quiet until he asks if she can spend the night here in the future, to which we can kindly decline? We have an update, but I want to know.
Yeah.
Is OP the a-hole?
I think that you could go to your it's the brother, right? Or the brother, so it's her husband's brother, right?
Yeah.
I think you could go to your brother and say, "Hey,
yo,
I don't really appreciate that, response from her. There's a better way of going about it.
You're an adult."
Yeah. Amy Lynn says, yes, you're the a-hole only because she has ASD, most likely with ARFID. I think there is, OP's asking, is this related to, autism? Probably.
It could be.
Probably.
But I think just because you have a diagnosis for something doesn't mean it excuses behavior that is negative towards other people.
And
I think
also,
it allows you to understand it. For sure, and potentially navigate it better. But I don't think you can't just say, "Oh, she has autism, so she's allowed
she can
to have
do whatever
a
she wants."
I
think it's a little we're getting some OP is an a-hole. I think it's a little bit, I don't want to say everyone sucks here, but I think it's totally not cool that the brother-in-law's girlfriend is just screaming at OP for not making mac and cheese. I think if they knew beforehand that she could only eat mac and cheese, then bring it, or
feels
ask.
like it was out of spite they didn't have the mac and cheese.
That's the thing
which
why
I feel is a little a-hole-y.
That's why I think she's a little bit the a-hole.
That there's someone coming
who only eats mac and cheese.
Only eats mac and cheese and is already particular, and it isn't that hard to not have mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is so easy. You just buy it.
I think you can just buy it and have it.
Yeah.
And so it did feel like it was. It's
felt like OP, someone's gonna scream at you, and then you set them off.
Yeah, and that's what it felt like a little bit OP did. However, though OP that there's a little a-hole-y behavior there, I think the much bigger a-hole-y behavior is
screaming at someone for not providing.
At someone for not making what you like, right?
Yeah, I think that's why it's a little bit of everyone sucks here. It's OP sucks for the intentions behind not making or providing mac and cheese because she did it on purpose, and then obviously OP's brother-in-law's girlfriend.
Yeah,
did they advise that they wouldn't accommodate to her anymore, and then hey, bring your own food?
It doesn't seem like they said
No,
anything.
I don't think they did that. I don't think they did.
Yeah,
but also I don't know. I think they did have some. I don't think they accommodated her specifically, but I think they did have
vegetarian
foods options that she could eat.
However,
but she says vegetarian. I think it's more along the lines of I forgot what someone said, but the high functioning autistic texture issues.
Yeah,
it's more that, but also maybe that wasn't communicated to OP either. So it feels like there's a little bit of lack of communication on both ends. I don't think it excuses a tantrum, but I do feel like we can understand a little bit,
especially if you knew they were coming and you could even be hey, we're making this is what's on the menu.
Yeah,
prepare for that.
Commander Waddle says horrendous take. She lives with them. They're tired of making mac and cheese every day. Does she live with them?
No, they've just been.
She doesn't.
They're staying for Christmas.
This is for the Christmas, by the way. This is
Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
Yeah, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. She's staying with them.
So what would you say? I mean, you have the relationship with the brother-in-law. I feel like if I was OP, I would say hey, can you talk? I would tell my husband to talk to his
maybe
brother.
That's better,
right?
Because the connection there.
And then I would be like, hey, like, do you think that kind of behavior is okay?
Yeah.
Also, are you okay? Is that the kind of behavior
Exactly.
you're dealing with in this relationship? Like, I don't know if that's healthy. And depending on what the brother says, it's like, hey, like, you know, like maybe it's like, hey, you know, she's high functioning autistic.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe it's not as high functioning as OP thinks.
yeah. You know,
not in like a bad way, but you know, like when you have
she's
autism,
trying to work with it, but she needs
to...
extra help.
Yeah.
You know, like he could come, like, and if he's like coming at it from that end where it's like she's high functioning autistic, she knows this, she's trying to work on these things, but you know, like there's these things that just set her off. Like, like, and I'm so sorry. And if she comes in, and also apologizes, maybe we can.
I don't think it's a jump to kicking her out forever. I think it could totally be a, hey, can we sit down, figure out what your food, you know, dietary restrictions are, if we can accommodate. Maybe if we can't, we let you know in advance so that you come with your own food.
Yeah.
And it's just having that adult conversation without anyone yelling, without jumping to like, get out of my house.
Yeah.
I think there is there's
a lot of like tension right now that I think is having people jump to at their throats right now.
And also Kim Roberts says, Sophia, how's cheese vegetarian? I'm honestly curious. So vegetarian just means that you don't eat meat. Vegan is when you don't have any dairy products like cheese.
There's a lot of different ones too. There's like lacto, like they avoid dairy.
Yeah, but it seems like OP's brother-in-law's girlfriend is just vegetarian
or something. I don't remember.
So vegetarian just means that you don't eat meat.
So I think, OP, are you the a-hole? Maybe a little slightly, especially if the mac and cheese thing was done intentionally, which it feels like, I don't know, like there may have been some intention there.
Yeah.
What should you do from this point? Have a conversation with your husband, to have a conversation with his brother, see if you can learn more through that communication. And
also learn
if
more
there's
about,
no like movement on their side of like any sort of apology, any sort of movement, then you might say, hey, like until we like, until you can, I don't know, be a little bit more civil in our house, like I don't know if it's a good idea to come back.
Can you also scroll up to okay Billy times? Thank you. I'm high functioning and I avoid things that could trigger a meltdown because they absolutely suck and are scary and take hours to recover from. Yeah, I also think someone else made a point about high functioning meaning a lot of different things. It usually, I think, means that they don't have to live with another person to take care of them. So that doesn't mean that they're not experiencing like sensory overloads or, you know, meltdowns like in this situation. It just means that they're able to live without a full-time carer.
Yeah, but let's see if maybe some communication happens, because I think a lot of good can happen if both sides understand each other a little bit more.
Yes, come from a place of understanding and curiosity.
So let us get on to the updates. My husband took brother-in-law outside Wednesday night alone and had a good conversation.
Yay!
This is exactly what we wanted. Husband was actually a bit upset at how well brother-in-law took the fact they were being told to leave Thursday. He let brother-in-law know that him blowing off my text saying one thing to his girlfriend, expecting something out of us without communicating it, could have saved him a big unnecessary problem, and that due to his lack of communication and our plans, they needed to leave. So they left Thursday afternoon. I stopped acknowledging the girlfriend after Thursday morning when I said good morning to the two of them. I'll be honest, I had a lapse in better judgment. And after being blown off as she is looking me directly in my eyes. So basically OP said good morning and they like looked at her but said nothing back. She raised her voice and said,
okay, I'll just F myself then.
It would be like, hey, Sophia, good morning.
All right, I'll just go F myself.
We intend on sitting down and having a serious conversation with brother-in-law when he gets home tomorrow. If anyone has any suggestions or things that stick out to them that they'd not allow to go unaddressed, please let me know. We'll be taking him off of our Easy Pass. He has a month to get his own phone plan and he will be paying rent weekly. And then maybe as some time goes on, he can be trusted. We will be change that to monthly. He struggled with monthly rent while away at school for whatever reason that may be. And boundaries regarding his girlfriend, although now that he will be responsible for the tolls, $40 to $50 each way. If he visits, I don't believe he will be bringing her back, as he will only be allowed 2 nights max per visit, and as of now, only on weekends. Pre-approved and no last second changing a 2-day stay to a 5-day stay, as that isn't tolerated. And they will be asked to leave like they were this time. The immediate switch for brother-in-law and respect towards me was immediately evident. Ran to get the trash cans out because of the holidays. They got messed up and he had forgotten. He's only been back 3 weeks. It's understandable. Trash goes out once a week. A change since he last lived with us when it was twice a week. And then came inside to ask if he should bring recycling out as well, like jumping to help out after having consequences to his actions. So it sounds like he's like trying to help out more because of what has happened.
Yeah.
Also, they seem to be pretty strict on him. On the
brother?
The brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Too strict, maybe.
Yeah. I was also going to say that
he's an adult.
Yes. It feels like they're like his parents. But I was also going to say, I was thinking about that moment of the girlfriend, OP saying good morning and the girlfriend saying nothing. And then her being like, okay, I'll just F myself. I was thinking about a lot of times there are moments, especially in like neurodivergency, you know, like when people are neurodivergent, where you like don't want to talk to people, you know, and you just like you have like silent time. And I feel like that, like, I don't know, maybe she was just being like rude and ignoring OP, but that was also like a possibility. And I feel like to jump to,
okay, I'll just F myself.
I mean, I think what that does, just I feel like, and OP even admit this, I wasn't in my best self, but it is like escalating things unnecessarily.
Like I think even if she was trying to ignore me, I would be like,
and also I don't know. I mean, I'm confused as to why it's so restrictive, like this like 2 date. I mean, like I understand not wanting the girlfriend over.
I didn't realize they had so much kind of control over the brother-in-law, like the phone stuff.
The phone stuff is. I mean, I guess maybe
how
it's
old
like,
is do we know how old the brother is?
Dingus bot. How old is the brother-in-law? OP's 30 female, husband is 29 male, and brother-in-law is 19.
Wow. Okay. So that does add a lot of information. I think these are 19-year-olds.
19, and I think his girlfriend is 20.
Okay. Yeah. I think OP is. I think this is a lot of intense reactions coming from OP.
Yeah. Again, like I'm like, these are kids.
Yeah.
These are kids. I feel like you're acting a little bit like a kid.
I don't know. I really just feel like his girlfriend, not even the brother, the girlfriend had a moment where she like started yelling at OP and OP was like, that's not acceptable, kicked him out, and is now putting all of these restrictions on the brother who's 19.
You know what? Probably she's just like, I want this guy out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want him staying here, and I'm mad at this situation, so I'm going to like
make it terrible for
him.
Yeah.
But it was a little relief that, you know, he recognized the consequences, reactions, and started to help out, because it reaffirmed he is willing, and it is just that structure and boundaries he is so lacking and needing. I will try my best to update how our conversation goes. We got another update. So last night, brother-in-law brought to our attention that his girlfriend is very upset. She doesn't feel we communicate with her or try to get to know her. My husband and I quickly responded that respect and communication work both ways. From the moment I introduced myself to her, his girlfriend has blown me off and hasn't acknowledged me once. I even went so far as to run to a metaphysical shop when I saw her interest in crystals. I brought all of my crystals, tarot cards, and astrology books down to show her I was paying attention and listening to her interests. It seems no matter what we do in the situation, we are in the wrong. So halfway through her stay last week, I opted to ignore her. From good morning to no thank you for her gifts or hospitality, no goodbye, constant demands for booze or mac and cheese. We don't know the girl enough to not like her, but I do not like her behavior. It's childish, obnoxious, and demanding. We pointed out how every single time she's come to visit, she has blown both myself and my husband off. I don't understand what it is the brother-in-law is asking of us. We are not his parents. It is our responsibility to play 20 questions to get to know her, because I'm being completely honest, I personally don't care. I have enough of my own personal things going on than to be worrying myself with how to carefully try and communicate with my brother-in-law's girlfriend. I don't have an issue communicating. She does. In order for a conversation to take place, two parties gotta partake in the conversation. I'm happy brother-in-law brought up the conversation regarding respect, because I called out his very disrespectful behavior as well as his girlfriend's. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because here he is demanding we respect his girlfriend, yet hasn't shown an ounce from the moment he moved back in about a month ago. My husband and I are giving ourselves the day to reflect on the discussion we all had last night, and we'll revisit sometime this week/weekend. I've already gotten my list of house guidelines/expectations ready going forward. This includes him being responsible for any guests he brings in the house. I also called out the entire mac and cheese ordeal and how inappropriate it is to behave that way. This is not how adults communicate. Unfortunately, I see his girlfriend being the beginning of his downfall. He begins his dream job next week, and I fear he isn't going to last long due to the demands of his helpless girlfriend. I'm a bit peeved this morning, so this update may be a bit judgmental and snippy.
Yeah.
But I'm yet again at a loss for words. The audacity, I guess. And there is a third update.
I really am having trouble here because I feel like it is a little bit of an unreliable narrator moment. And if we are to take OP at face value, she's saying that this girlfriend is being rude and snippy and blah, blah, blah. And I can't tell, like, that totally could be true. But also I'm like,
what has the brother-in-law done?
I don't know. That's what
I don't know what I mean, maybe.
He was like, hey, my girlfriend feels like you guys don't really want to get to know her. And she was like, how dare he ask us?
How dare he do that? I think maybe she's referring to both of them being silent in the morning and not saying good morning to her. But I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like this is a little bit of an everyone sucks here kind of situation. It feels like the girlfriend was rude.
Yeah.
Whether that be because she is autistic or not, it was like there was a rude moment. It feels like OP doesn't really have an understanding of this girlfriend's neurodivergency at all and is taking everything very much to heart. But also it feels like OP is behaving kind of petulantly, like the whole so I ignored her.
Yeah.
Like you're 30 and she's 19.
Yeah, it feels like you are. I feel like what you're doing is you're reflecting the same behavior that you're interpreting these kids are doing. And like, yes, like understandable that you're maybe a little mad, but you don't act like a 19-year-old back to a 19-year-old. You will lose at that game. Yeah. They're better at
acting like a 19-year-old.
They're better. They'll
better. Do it.
They'll do it forever. They'll do it for much longer. They'll drag you into the dirt. You don't have that energy. You're old.
And not to compare a 14-year-old to a 19-year-old, because obviously a 19-year-old is an adult. But like if a 14-year-old, yells at you because they want to play Fortnite or whatever, you don't start yelling at them and saying, oh, well, I want to play Fortnite. You don't,
Even if you want to play Fortnite.
Yeah. Even if you really want to play Fortnite.
But we got an update.
Yeah.
Someone said you're bullying a neurodivergent kid. Where does it say
not
that?
us.
No.
OP is.
The lawyer princess says it feels a bit ableist.
Yeah.
Lady Morgan says I clam up when I meet new people too. And Susan S says I agree with Sophia. Oh, Sam the Caterpillar says these are full-grown adults bullying an autistic freshly adult. Adult autistic.
I think
person.
that OP totally could have been in the right if she had approached the situation with a little bit more maturity and had said, hey, brother-in-law, your girlfriend was pretty rude to us. We would love to help accommodate her, but we need a little bit of mutual respect here, especially if you're going to stay in our house, if we're going to provide food for you. And just give out those kind of requests rather than being like, you guys are terrible, get out of my house.
Yeah. I agree. But you know what else I agree with? The fact that we have a third update and I'm going to freaking read it. So, hey all. It's been over a month since my last post, and I figured I'd share the latest update for those who are interested in the outcome of the situation. The beginning of January, my 30 female brother-in-law, 20 male, started his dream career. A month to the date after graduating, we are incredibly proud. The only problem, the job is an hour-and-a-half commute one way on a good traffic day. It's a lot of commuting. And his first week, he loved it. He was sending my hubby 29 male pics and videos throughout the week of vehicles that were in the shop he thought were cool, or videos of him learning something new. He's currently doing maintenance work at the dealership he's been working at, but intends on furthering his career and continuing his education through work and through other programs offered for different certificates. He leaves at 5:30 every morning and was originally getting home anywhere from 6:45 to 7:30 at night. He works 5 days a week, soon to be 6. His girlfriend, 20 female, lives 2 hours from us and 3 hours from his job.
Dang.
Every Friday, he leaves to visit her, sometimes from work. Other times, he comes all the way home to shower. She's in college, and I'm assuming he can't shower there. And then makes the trip to her house, leaving him driving minimally 5 hours in just one day.
That's a lot of hours.
That is a lot of driving.
Yeah. But I think it's not every day.
I think it's like almost every day.
That's impossible.
In just one day.
I think in just one day, like he's doing this once a week, but like at 5 hours in that day. I don't know. I need more information.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's maybe up to 5 hours a day. Well, think about it.
He's seen her every day.
2.5. I don't think he's seeing her, but like up to 5 hours.
Yes.
Up to 5 hours of driving.
Yes.
In a day. He then comes home Sunday to restart his work week. Due to the above, we have not seen his girlfriend since. It would be an insane amount of driving for my brother-in-law to bring her back home. Why is he responsible for all of the driving, you may ask? Well, she refuses to get her license. Yes, flat out refuses at this point. Okay, pausing right here.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares?
I feel like you're writing like you care.
I'm frustrated because that's the brother-in-law's decision to make.
Yeah, I feel like you care.
If he had a problem with it, if he was like, hey, this needs to be fixed, then they need to have a conversation. And maybe that's what we're about to learn. Maybe he has a problem with it. But like, why are you
says
so...
she must be hot. Yeah.
You're
to
very
travel
involved.
all that way for a girl would never. Would never. Oh, no. Wanderlust. Allie says, yeah, would never. See you in a few days. So why is he responsible for all the driving, you may ask? Well, she refuses to get her license. Yes, flat out refuses at this point, as it has become a pressing issue in their relationship. And quite honestly, my brother-in-law's overall well-being. In the last 3 months, this is what I have noticed and experienced. Brother-in-law has been getting home at 6:15 every day. It's absolutely possible he found the right route and perfect time to have a smooth commute. However, when he gets home, he's flying. We live in a neighborhood that's 25 miles per hour and blasting very loud and angry music. This person sounds like the oldest 30-year-old in the world.
He's going 30.
He's going 30 at a 25.
And he's listening to Green
blasting
Day.
Shakira, the devil's music. Those hips are not lying about Satan. No judgment. I listen to the exact same kind of music. He has been slamming doors, drawers, and cabinets. Heavy sighing constantly.
He's breathing.
And when he is asked about his day and how it was work, we are hit annoyingly with boring. He also blasted the same angry kind of music Sunday night, despite knowing my husband and I were in the next room, the living room, watching a movie, just being inconsiderate. Some context, and it may sound silly, but he is so to himself and introverted, I honest to God wasn't even sure he listened to music, especially the kind he's been listening to. He also stopped showering daily. What I'm getting at here is all of these things are incredibly out of character for him.
Okay, well, showering daily, make that, I would be like, okay.
I mean, you could, yeah.
If you've noticed a big
shower
change.
every day,
Yeah.
but I feel like,
Well, if it's like he's now showering every other day,
yeah, that's fine.
It seems like OP is implying like
I
very
feel like
little
OP
showering.
could be implying that he just showers every other day.
That's true. It could be.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
think-
OP is nitpicking here.
If it is possible that OP is saying, I've noticed this huge change in his personality and
Well,
I'm
it's
worried
because
for
he's
him.
gotten a big old, his dream job and he's working hard at it.
I think if you were coming from it with a place of like, I'm worried about him because I care about this boy and he's changed a lot, then I understand.
Well, get this, Sophia.
Okay.
Every single night, he has what we all refer to as his appointment with his girl, as she calls every night. Ridiculous.
Oh my
Who
goodness.
has time to talk to their girlfriend every night
At 12 at night with their doors open.
with their doors open for hours, and they wake up their sister, and then she wakes up looking like a ghoul in the night, just staring at you, and then slams your door. With every passing day, his frustration and annoyance regarding these phone calls was becoming glaringly apparent.
Okay, so now he does seem like he's not in.
I don't
maybe.
know. He could just be tired. I don't think that is a indicator.
It's totally possible that OP is correct here.
Maybe, but I also think like OP could be totally projecting.
We might be pulling our thoughts and feelings from the first couple updates onto this, but it's totally possible that OP is correct here.
Well, let's see. So things really came to a head when 2 nights ago we asked how work was, and he said terrible.
I actually do want to. There's a possibility that it's not the girlfriend and it's just the job. The job
Yes.
is like really, really hard.
And it's also an hour and a half away.
Yeah, it might just be that the job is bad.
The job is hard.
And it's not the girlfriend.
Enough was enough, and my husband and myself had a much-needed heart-to-heart with my brother-in-law. We expressed our concern for his well-being and recognized he's incredibly overwhelmed. His girlfriend demands he visit her every single weekend, and if he doesn't, she will get really upset. When we asked when he intended to take a self-care day for himself, as over the last few weeks, my husband vehemently expressed to brother-in-law that if he didn't pick a day to rest, his body would pick for him, and that very rarely ever happens at a convenient time. Brother-in-law stated he didn't want to lie, and it wasn't a valid reason to not visit to catch up on rest and check in with himself. I shared my top 3 concerns with him. 1, I do not want him, due to lack of rest, getting in a car accident with his long commutes.
I agree.
2, I don't want him to make a mistake at work and end up injured or worse as he works on vehicles. One small mistake and you can end up squished underneath a car or end up getting fired. And 3. He's going to lose his crap on his girlfriend, and we know he doesn't want to do that, nor would he mean it. I inquired about his girlfriend getting her license, and he said that she'd consider it. I asked him what the F that means, and he said he has no idea. Very clearly aggravated at the topic, not towards me, the topic itself. I asked him what was stopping her from getting it. She's turning 21 this summer. He told me she's afraid she'll get distracted and crash. I asked what she would get so distracted by that it would affect her driving. With some thinking, he says, a dog.
Okay. I do think that the brother-in-law is actually having a problem with his girlfriend. I think OP has finally become right. I still agree with everything I said previously.
Yeah. Sophia, I was never wrong.
I was never wrong. Never. I do think that OP is rightfully concerned about a young man who is probably, figuring out his limits, and right now thinks that he doesn't have a limit.
Sam the Caterpillar says he could end up squished or worse, fired. Okay, Hermione.
He could end up squished or worse, fired. Yeah, I think that these are all reasonable worries because he's 19. He thinks that he
is
can
a reasonable worry.
Go as hard as he can and be fine.
I'm pretty sure, as my mom would always say, Sam, you're burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah. I think my advice would probably be like, hey, because I've had friends who have partners or other friends who just expect a lot from them. And it really, drains them, and they're taking calls in the middle of the night. They're putting all this effort in that they're not receiving back. And my advice would be, don't approach this and be like, your girlfriend sucks. She's being horrible to you. Be like, hey, I just want you to know that you're allowed to ask for these things, and you're allowed to expect, her to come see you in return.
Yeah.
If she doesn't want to get a car, let's look into public transportation. Maybe we meet halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's unreasonable to expect this 20-year-old who has got a full-time job to drive 3 hours like multiple times a week.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit ridiculous. But I'm pretty sure he's just relaying what it is she's using as excuses without actually putting any thought into it and just accepting it as fact. I challenged it, and inevitably he agreed that she needed to get her license, as he was not going to get a place with her until she does so. I doubt he's had this discussion with his girlfriend yet, and that's okay. Well, yesterday I did my research for the state she lives in as to how to get her license. Obviously, you must get a permit first. Perfect. I made about 50 index cards, illustrations included where I could to help her study for and take her permit test. Unless she goes to driving school, she has to have her permit for 6 months and then can test for her license.
Let's get this over with.
So, does it solve her driving immediately or as soon as we like? No. I'm hoping that if she's unwilling to even do this, my brother-in-law can wake up and see that this is hardly a relationship that is sustainable. Last night, I gave him the index cards.
Crazy.
And explained to him how to go about helping her. I also expressed that despite the pushback and resistance he'd receive, he is not to back down. Stay firm, my boy!
Stay firm!
Batten down the hatches, fortify the walls!
That's an intense thing to do.
Yeah.
For your brother-in-law's girlfriend.
The night is lonely and dark and full of terror.
I spent time making your index cards.
Yes, I made this potion for you to help you on your battle. As he isn't pushing her license, he's asking her to get her permit, which would be a step towards her being able to get her license. She refuses to get her license right now. So be it. She can get her permit. It's an 18-question test, and you need 15 correct to pass. No driving involved. If she is unwilling to do this, I'm hoping he can see that this is not the person for him. He needs a partnership, not a dependent, which is true.
Yes.
That is a true statement last
yes.
statement. All right. After our first conversation this week, the heart-to-heart, things became much lighter in my home. My brother-in-law was more cheerful and talkative and not so reserved to himself or so isolating, essentially. Then after last night's conversation, I asked what his appointment was. When I tell you, his response contained more effing than any other words. To be honest, I'm not sure what he said other than F-bombing every word, clearly getting fed up. He explained he's told her he's going to shower and eat. But yet again, her call interrupted him mid-dinner, and rather than just letting it ring, he angrily got up, went to his bedroom, and that was at 8:15, and he never came back out of his room.
He never came out again.
We never saw him again.
Yeah, man.
This is the norm and a huge part of the reason he is sleep deprived, as well as not taking any time for himself. He also shared how his girlfriend says he has terrible taste in vehicles, which seemed to upset brother-in-law when he told me. I pointed out, how the F does she know anything about cars? She refuses to drive. And he got all excited and I guess was validated and reassured because he was like, right, exactly.
Yeah. And now we've come to the point where this brother-in-law should not be in a relationship with his girlfriend.
Then the phone call came. And away he went. I'm hoping in the next few weeks we can help him understand and establish appropriate and healthy boundaries for himself. I don't know why he's answering those calls when his girlfriend talks to him like that. I'll be sure to update if there's any progress on his girlfriend's end, but I doubt there will be, and hope that if that is the case, my brother-in-law is capable of doing what's best for himself and Sophia.
Yeah.
You thought it was impossible. You said, oh, there's no way there's an update 4.
I did say that.
You didn't believe it.
I did. I said that. I've been known.
You spat in my face at the idea of another update.
I did. Everyone saw it.
Everyone saw it. But guess what, Sophia?
What?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, to prove you wrong. But there is another update to this brother-in-law saga.
Wow.
Miss Woozy says brother-in-law is figuring out. What do we think? All right. We were kind of against OP in the beginning.
At the beginning, yes.
I feel like we're coming around.
I don't know if I'm coming around to OP. I'm just coming around to the fact that maybe OP's brother-in-law shouldn't be with his girlfriend.
Yeah. I think I'm coming around to the idea that OP is right.
Yeah.
That
I don't like her.
We don't.
But she's right.
Do we like her methods?
No.
Do we like her as a person?
No.
I'm not sure. I don't want to say no.
Yeah,
I've never met her.
I won't say no. I might love her in person. She just might not portray herself well on paper.
Overwriting, doesn't seem like the most affable of chaps.
Does the brother-in-law need to break up with his girlfriend?
Maybe.
Probably.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I hope he does.
I think, however, the brother-in-law needs to figure that out. You need to provide your job.
You're babying him.
Yeah.
You are putting him on a little leash and guiding him everywhere. Right? Yeah, give him flashcards. You're giving him girlfriend basically flashcards. You're like, you got to do this step and this step and this step and this step. And like, you can advise, but you can't live this relationship for him.
No, I think you need to say like, hey, I've noticed this, this, and this. A little bit worried about you. And then he comes to you and says, oh, my girlfriend said that. And you say, yeah, that's not cool. I think, just so you know, like you're allowed to ask for those things in a relationship. And you don't say, your girlfriend sucks. You need to leave her. You just advise.
Real People has a really good point over here. His relationship may be wrong for him, but OP is just an overbearing person.
Yeah.
Boom. You hit the nail on the head, real person. Real people.
A real person.
They, them. Yeah, this is an overbearing person. Break up or nah? I think I would say break up, but you got to find that out for yourself.
Yeah, I can't tell him to break up. He wouldn't listen to me.
But we got an update 4. So the last month has been up. And it's been down. About 3 weeks ago, we really established healthy, open communication between myself, 30 female, my husband, 29 male, and my brother-in-law, 20 male. My brother-in-law has gotten a promotion and another certificate under his belt since my last update. He is really just going after this crap, and I'm impressed and incredibly proud. We make sure to celebrate these things. I had made him cupcakes this week when he got the certificate and promotion. He was in such a rush to get to his girlfriend's, I'm not sure he fully processed we had made cupcakes exclusively for his accomplishments. In the last month, we have noticed a significant shift in his usual behavior. For instance, he stopped showering daily. As long as I have known him, despite doing nothing or working all day, he was a daily showerer. Recently, maybe 3, sometimes 2 times a week, coming home with a face covered in grease from work. He had thrown up in the trash bin in his bedroom almost 2 weeks ago. He decided to drink a little and learned his lesson that day and ended up sick. I smelled vomit so strongly today, it crossed my mind that maybe he never threw it away. Turns out I was right. He threw it out tonight, and he's currently airing his room out as we air out the first floor. He's left what my husband refers to as beached whales in the toilet bowl, not just once. This is a weekly occurrence I'm greeted with some mornings. Man does not have enough time to flush.
Oh.
What I'm getting at is he is clearly distracted. Not how he has inconvenienced me or my husband, but his well-being. He is neglecting himself in more ways daily. And finally tonight, we had a breakthrough. All right. I'm going to be honest. Some people had brought up these concerns, but I thought they were a bit dramatic and not really in the realm of possibilities. But unfortunately, it is a lot worse than I imagined. Uh-oh.
Maybe he needed the overbearing person.
Tonight, my
checking
husband
in on everything
finally brought the concern of him neglecting his well-being recently up to him. He also shared that we know something has been weighing heavy on him and that he may not want to talk to us now or us at all, but just know we are always here. He said he doesn't feel warmth or love from the people he loves. This could possibly be directed towards us as well, but the conversation went right into his relationship per brother-in-law. We allowed him to speak and express his feelings. He has no idea what he's really feeling aside from being numb. This ended up being about a 3.5-hour talk with all three of us. With the aforementioned promotion my brother-in-law recently got, he is now working 6 days a week instead of the regular 40-hour week. He commutes anywhere from 15 to 30 hours a week just with work. He is living here for multitudes of reasons, so please do not suggest he move closer to work. That is not the root of his very real and consuming problem. His girlfriend lives 2 hours away from us, 3.5 hours away from his job, and since moving back home in December, his girlfriend made it a point that he must visit every weekend. He obliged, and then inevitably the toll of his very busy work life was becoming clearer by the day, as well as the unrealistic demands of his girlfriend. My husband and I were aware of the unsustainability of the situation, and as painful as this has been to watch the last couple of months, our biggest and main concern was his well-being, getting enough sleep, and not getting hurt driving or at work. I can't bother with any more context. Let me just get to the point, and hopefully someone will have some advice or perspective to share to help me help my brother-in-law navigate this incredibly toxic, bordering harmful codependent relationship he is currently in. 2 weeks ago, my brother-in-law, for the first time since moving in, opted to stay home for his last full weekend off of work. I have no idea the extent nor the details of what type of reaction he received from his girlfriend because he just keeps saying she gets sad. Well, finally, tonight, after letting him express himself for a good 45 minutes uninterrupted, he finally shared that she threatens to do some bad things to herself. He has shared his feelings or lack thereof regarding his girlfriend with his girlfriend lately, and she urged him to get a therapist and speak to myself and my husband to help him find a therapist. So funny enough, this behavior is incredibly effing familiar to me as I behave similarly at that age. I have borderline personality disorder, no excuses, just a diagnosis that played a huge role in my behaviors and lack of emotional regulation maturity. And I am now so grateful for what an a-hole I behaved like because I understand it from the other side, but that this is what is scaring the crap out of me as well. I did ask him if she was borderline. He says she thinks she does. If I'm being honest, I think there is a lot of self-diagnosing happening, more so than legitimate diagnosis. Something has been off to me this entire time, and tonight just solidified the uneasiness that I've been feeling. I explained to him that if he is ever truly concerned for her well-being, being over 100 miles away from her, he could always call a wellness check. This is clearly, though, not healthy. He said he feels as if he just isn't doing enough or can't do anything right in regards to his girlfriend. He shared when he goes to visit her, he folds her laundry and takes her grocery shopping. I pointed out how kind that is of him, considering what long, hard weeks he works. Then asked him, what does she do for him? He sat and pondered,
good questions,
hand on chin, and then said, that's a really good question. I responded it wasn't necessarily to be answered right then and there, but rather something for him to maybe put some thought into. He eagerly agreed. I asked if he was leaning towards making it work or if he was ready to throw in the towel. He's flip-flopping, but if I'm being honest, I think he's done and is just consumed by the guilt and this emotional coercion. I have therapy first thing in the morning and asked him if he was okay if I asked my therapist for some advice. He was happy and said, yes, thank you. As soon as his insurance kicks in, we will be helping him find a therapist, which is a great idea.
Yeah.
Man feels like he is going.
His girlfriend was right about one thing.
Going through the works. Yeah, his girlfriend was right about one thing. I guess that is one of the ways she helped.
Yeah.
Oh,
got
so
a therapist.
she is helping after all.
Look at that.
As soon as insurance kicks in, we'll be helping him find another therapist, which is in a few weeks. Until then, it's myself and my husband. I am even more concerned for his well-being than I was previously. Says Sophia, knowing what we know now.
Yes.
Because just so you know, there's another update.
Oh, dang.
There's an update 5.
Oh, my goodness. Everything's changing.
Everything's changing. So with the knowledge that his girlfriend, has potential BPD and there's some emotional coercion going on, what would you advise the brother-in-law to do?
Oh, I mean, I think you keep advising him what we've been saying before of telling him that he's allowed to expect more from her and that he, basically just running himself ragged for her is not helping her or him. You know, if he can't fill up his own cup, he certainly can't fill up hers.
Yeah, no, it's crazy that like he's helping her buy groceries and folding her laundry.
And he's working 6 days a week.
Yeah, he's working 6 days a week. On his one off day, he's taking care of all of her chores, and he doesn't even have time to flush his own dookies.
Well, I think it's not even like a time thing. I think it's you're just so absent-minded when you're working this hard and doing this much for other people that you don't even like simple things like even probably feeding yourself, showering, just not even thinking
as soon
about
as those things go out the window, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble,
right?
yeah.
Like I think
I think also talking to him about limiting work hours as well.
Yeah,
important.
Because you don't want to just burn yourself out.
Yeah.
Like I think the ideal is like you have your baseline habits to keep yourself clean and healthy, right? So like maybe it's a little working out, maybe it's some showering, some time to eat, and then you can build on top of it, right? But if you don't have those baseline habits done, you're going to break yourself and not be. You're not going to be able to be the boyfriend. You're not going to be able to be the good worker.
Yeah, and whatever we've commented a lot about OP, but I will say I do appreciate how on top of it she is for this kid.
She is
clearly
overbearing,
cares. She's
but
overbearing.
She definitely cares.
She clearly cares about this kid.
Reminds me of our mother.
Yeah.
Overbearing but caring.
So true. Katie Paladin says, "Wow, a 5th update. When's the last time we got a story with this many updates?" I don't know.
Who knows, man? But you know what I know? That I'm going to read
Woo.
this 5th update.
Woo!
So, update 5. Over the course of the last maybe 5 weeks, we've had really open conversations with brother-in-law and have gotten him in with a therapist.
Yay!
Boom! Win! He wasn't comfortable doing therapy alone at first, so we have come to 2 sessions, and now he's ready to go on his own. That's great. I like that. I will list the reasons he's in therapy and why his relationship is even more unhealthy than I was imagining. Girl got the tea. His girlfriend is 100% codependent on him and has been using the term separation anxiety, making it so that any ounce of free time my brother-in-law had, which wasn't much given his full-time job and the commute, he was to be on standby for a phone call from her, and he better answer it.
Oh, yikes.
That is not good.
No.
No. I mean, I think it is normal to maybe feel like a certain way when you're away from your partner, but like to demand that they answer or whatever is not a good thing.
Yeah, it's like when you have sometimes I'll see people in relationships. You see this a lot online and stuff of people being like, I sent the good morning text and they didn't send the good morning text. Or like we always call every night and he didn't call me back immediately. Or, we always check in every hour and they didn't check in that hour. It's like you don't deserve, nor should you ask for every minute of your partner's time.
No,
because your partner should exist outside. Yeah,
that's how you suffocate a relationship.
Yeah.
Again, I always quote this. But my dad always has this cool little Gibran quote where it's like relationships are like 2 bodies of water. They come together with the rising tide, and with the lowering of the tide, they separate.
Yeah.
Go learn new things as separate bodies of water. Something like that.
There's this story about, it's like a mythology story about how originally it's man and woman, so this is a heteronormative explanation.
Ugh, disgusting.
Gross.
Update it.
But it's about how we used to be this one pair and then separated, and I feel like I want you to forget that. I don't like.
Wait, what?
It's like we used to be like one multi-limbed form thing. And
we used to be like a four.
Yeah, like women and men, like a woman and man used to be like one thing and then got separated. And forget that. You, when you're in a relationship, you are not one person. You are 2 different people.
You're like, that whole story. Wait, so you just brought up a story. You're like, that was a dumb story.
Well, it was a story to explain, why things are the way they are. I just think the idea that when you come together, you are one thing and your world revolves around that person.
Yeah, I don't think your world should actually ever revolve. Around
one person.
No,
I think your world you should be
a multifaceted human being, because when your world revolves around one thing, that's when you suffocate that world, and then that world dies.
Yeah. I think rather than being the earth revolving around the sun, be the sun and all of your different interests revolve around you. That sounds bad, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, narcissist.
Be the sun.
All right, narcissist.
Everything revolves around you.
Sun.
Yeah.
And you're just a little planet dancing around me.
More so, you should just have multiple interests rather than revolving around one person.
Sophia is the sun.
I'm the sun. Everyone should think of themselves as the sun.
Well, he did this, going back to the story. So we were talking about how he has to answer every phone call from his girlfriend. He did this every single day from the beginning of December until a week ago. I suggested he take a break from the everyday phone calls. He also set a limit on him visiting every weekend. It was no longer happening. He was staying home every other week. On the weekends, he worked Saturdays. And the weekends he was off, he wouldn't be getting to her until Saturday rather than the Friday stuff he's been doing since January. Come to find out, she has been doing something to herself. He finally broke down to us and shared he doesn't know what to do. He is spinning and he feels he is entirely responsible for her.
So scary.
After therapy sessions, my brother-in-law is finally seeing the relationship for what it is. The manipulation being used, the codependency, as well as the lack of autonomy. He hasn't visited in 2 weeks now. And that's really rough. But I also don't want it to be rough for you and have you not visit us every 2 weeks. So you should visit us every day because you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime.
Yeah.
There's another relevant update, and I swear they put this in the exact worst spots.
Worst spot.
Every time, and I love it. We got a little bit more to this story, Sophia, but I mean, how do you break up with someone that is unstable?
I think
because I feel like you gotta like hot potato them to someone else, take care of them. But I don't know
how, like a scale, like how do you let them down so gently, so lightly? It's so hard.
Yeah, I've never been in this this situation in a relationship, but I have had a friend in a similar, like a friend who was going through a lot and was potentially like had threatened things. This was a while ago, not like years and years ago. And they would rely a lot on another friend of mine and doing this thing where they would call every night till 2 a.m. and just like really demanding a lot from my friend, and then said this thing that they would do online. And I like went to a teacher and stuff, and I was like, hey, this is happening. And I think that's what you do. And that person got like very mad at me for doing that. But your girlfriend, the brother-in-law's girlfriend, probably will react very poorly if he does reach out to someone, if he does try and get her help. But I think it has to be done either way. Because you are not, I think it's telling him that he is not equipped to save her. He cannot save her.
Yeah.
She's the only one who could save herself, but he's not equipped to help her.
One of the reasons that she may be mad is like you are now taking the power away from those actions used to control you.
Yeah. So I think it's just telling him that he's not a professional. He can't help her. And if he wants to help her, the best way to do that is to find that professional, to talk to her support system. Hopefully she has that in her like family or something, some sort of adult figure in her life. Like, yes, he is an adult, but like, someone who actually has kind of, maybe she's dependent to like a parent or something like that.
But it sounds like your parents are not involved. It's like,
which is tough.
But yeah, find someone else that you can pass off this responsibility to.
Yeah. Faith reacts as he could talk to his therapist to get advice on that. That's a great point.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. But I got a little bit more to this story, so we're going to jump in. He shared his concerns, and his girlfriend said she understood he needs space. She's not hearing him at all, as space is the least of his problems. He has tried in the last month setting boundaries, to which all attempts failed. Well, after this past weekend of not visiting, she was on spring break and decided to take a leave of absence from school due to her mental health tanking from the relationship. She told him if he leaves her, she will be checking herself into a psychiatric hospital, revving up the manipulation.
Good.
Honestly, not a bad. Like,
amazing. I'd be like, oh, cool.
Good.
Okay, great.
I mean, not great, but
I mean, honestly, yes, good for her. She needs that.
Last night, I asked my brother-in-law how things were going, and he just loudly exhaled and opened his phone, scrolling and showed me novel-length texts she's been sending. Oof. He has not responded. I'm hoping this is the beginning of his exit, as he has been much lighter and cheerful since therapy. He's humming when he's walking around the house, joining us for dinner, hanging out with us in some of his free time, showering daily, and taking some time for him. I wish his girlfriend nothing but the best and hope she can get better for herself, but it's nice seeing my brother-in-law smile and laugh again. He's been traumatized his entire life, and seeing him in such an unhealthy dynamic is borderline sickening because I love him dearly.
Wow, OP must feel so vindicated.
Woo! Ooh, yeah, dude. OP feels great.
OP's
She's like,
I've
I saw
known
this from the
this."
beginning. When she didn't say hi, when she wanted that mac and cheese, I knew.
OP's known it from the beginning.
When she
you
was
got us,
faking
OP.
that vegetarianism.
You got it. You got us, OP. OP wins this round.
OP wins this round. But
Yeah.
tell me what you think. Was OP too overbearing? Was OP too much? Was OP the a-hole at certain points in this story? Let us know. Put your answers in the comments below.
Yeah.
But that's where that story ends.
I'm suspicious of my girlfriend. I think she only wants my money.
Well, maybe you got a lot. Maybe you can give her a little.
My fiance and I have been together for a few years now, and everything has been going well. We have a lot of similar interests, hobbies, humor, and more. The things we don't agree on are usually solved with a discussion and compromise. I love my fiance, and I planned on spending the rest of my life with her. However, she said something earlier this week that made me really uncomfortable, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since.
There's always a however.
She was like, what if it was bigger? By the way, this comes from user snowboardman63, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, for a little context, I am graduating this May from grad school, and I've been interviewing at a bunch of different jobs across the country. We do not plan on staying in our current state. It was a super stressful process, and I've actually gained quite a few gray hairs during all of this. I landed an offer last week downtown in a city across the country that we've always wanted to move to, but the reviews from former employees about the place said to stay far away and that the company was extremely toxic.
Okay.
So I haven't responded yet to the offer.
Good.
Hey, you know what? You can get in there and change things from the inside, right?
You could, but what if you just joined something nice?
Yeah, or do that. I received another offer this week from a company in the suburb of that same city, and they had much better reviews, so I planned on taking this job. My initial reaction was one of excitement, as this job pays really well, has good benefits, and is located just outside of where we've always wanted to live. I got the offer right before my fiance and I were planning on grabbing food with a friend, so I told them the good news during lunch. I see you.
Oh, she's going to be like, why didn't you take the job with more money?
No, she's going to say, why don't you take the job with the cool, where we get to live in the city and live the cool life? Live the cool life in the cool city. Because he said this job pays great as well.
Oh.
So I think it's going to be more of
she
like
wants the lifestyle.
Yeah, right. I thought you were going to be my cool city husband.
Yeah.
We are going to move to the suburbs. What are we, old and dead?
But I mean, I think that is fair for that to be a life like that. That's a lifestyle shift to go from the city to the suburbs, and maybe that isn't a life she wants. I think it could be more about lifestyle that you want to live rather than just money.
However, instead of being happy with me, she seemed upset when I told her, almost outright disappointed in me. She didn't really talk to me during lunch, and when she did speak, it was to make remarks about how the location of the job wasn't downtown like she wanted, but instead 25 minutes outside of it, and how she wasn't going to be happy living that far from the city center. She knew the downtown offer I had already, and we had discussed how the employees there had warned people to stay away due to the toxic environment, and we had agreed that I shouldn't accept that job. However, I was a little taken aback by her comments since I didn't think living 25 minutes outside the city center would be such a big deal to the point where she would get upset over a job offer.
Could they not live in the city center?
Yeah, and then just commute to wherever you'd be live. Yeah.
Right?
Is that not?
I feel like that's a solution, but I want to see where the story goes.
She told me that she wasn't about to move across the country with me unless she could live in a high-rise downtown, have a high-end lifestyle, and also not work for the rest of the year.
All right. That is a red flag. There we go. There's the red flag. Yikes.
Good luck.
Yikes. Good luck doing that on your own, buddy.
I told her that I'm fine with her not working since I should make enough for both of us, but commuting close to an hour every day for work from a far more expensive place to live unnecessarily seems inconsiderate of her when there's plenty of great places to live near where I work. Not to mention that my salary split between two people is not going to be enough to live a high-end lifestyle. I also said that we can go downtown often and do whatever she wants, but spending $5,000 a month for a shoebox apartment and not even being close to my job seems like a nightmare to live in personally. And at this point, she and her friend ganged up on me.
They're having this conversation in front of her friend. Oh, Oh, yikes. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. But this is bad.
I'm getting a message from the beyond.
Yep. What is it saying?
This relationship is already dead.
Wow. So wise.
Oh, wow. And made me feel bad for even considering an offer that was outside of the city center and not tailored exactly to her desires. I tried to explain that the whole world doesn't revolve around you. No, just kidding. That's not what OP said.
Yeah.
I tried to explain that the job market is awful right now, and being a new grad doesn't exactly give you very many options on where to work.
Wait, he's a new grad?
He's getting a job right out of grad school.
Oh, grad school.
Even landing a job at all in this economy, as a new grad, took me hundreds of applications and months of interviewing and a pretty substantial mental strain. I also said that once I gain a year or two of experience, I can definitely apply for a job closer to where she wants to live and not have to settle for a toxic company, but she seemed unwilling to wait that long. I don't think she was convinced at all by what I said, and it left me feeling defeated afterwards. I thought about that conversation the entire ride home, and now I'm genuinely terrified of moving with her. The way she spoke made it seem like she wasn't planning on moving across the country to be with me, but rather to live the lifestyle she had envisioned me providing for her. She hasn't explicitly said it yet, but has hinted that she would rather I take the toxic job downtown just so she can be closer to where she wants to be. Brother, I'm pretty sure she said that.
She literally said that.
Pretty explicitly.
She said, I want the high-end lifestyle in the high-rise.
Yeah. I've tried to have a few follow-up conversations about it, but they've been short, and it doesn't seem like she wants to discuss it in detail with me.
Pre-vorce. Who said it first?
Yeah, I think...
Aguirre Reyes, pre-divorce. Yep, 100%.
This is clearly not someone who's wanting to grow with you.
Yeah.
He wants to, be grown by you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, please give me your nutrients. Give me all your water.
I like when you make me grow.
Anyway, she eventually told me it's fine to take the farther job, but her actions and behavior suggest she doesn't really feel that way. At this point, it almost feels like I have to choose between her happiness or mine with no chance of compromise. She's done this before for other things, but we've always been able to talk it out, except this time, she doesn't seem like she wants to. I'm unsure of how to approach this. I hope we can work this out, but I also don't want to risk moving in together and having her or I be miserable. Sorry, the yerba is making me burp.
Burba.
I really, really don't want to take the downtown job, as I've been a firm believer of researching companies ahead of time in order to avoid being trapped in toxic situations. It's like, yeah, I don't want to work for the most toxic company in town.
Is that crazy?
Come on, brother.
Also, Amy Lynn says, tell Mike to make me grow. If we both order sandwich, is it a Mike's three-way?
It's Mike Jr.
Oh, Mike Jr.
Wait,
Mike sub.
no, we're
I want Mike to be my sub.
No.
Wear the gimp suit, Mike. No! All right, sorry, we're done. We're going. Context. There is a trend online where people go to Jersey Mike's and say, give it to me Mike's way.
Yeah.
Give it to me like this Mike's dirtiest way. Just put Mike's special sauce on it. Just cover my sandwich.
Yeah.
Just go in the back and just have your way with it.
Etc.
Yeah.
I honestly feel trapped already for being forced to consider either a job I'm probably going to hate or potentially losing my fiance. If anyone has been in a similar situation to me, how did you handle it? How did it turn out? What advice do you have for me in this situation? Thank you.
And there is an update. Oh my God. Thank God. But
what are we thinking over here, Sam?
I mean, red flag. Huge red flag. She wants you for the wrong reasons. She wants to be with you for the wrong reasons. You should not take a job that you hate. And your partner shouldn't push you to take a job you hate, right? Like,
of course, yeah. No.
For her to not work and just mooch off of you. I mean, I don't like this.
There are some times I think where, and we did have a story like this where this was my take, where sometimes you might hate your job. Your job might drive you crazy, but there are contexts as a family or as partnership where it's sometimes you just really need
the money,
secure money.
Yeah.
And it's hey, we're doing this for us.
But
if this was coming from a us place, this is coming
It's
from a
not.
me place.
It's like, I want the Birkin bag.
Right. What you can't give me the downtown high rise
No.
for
Why
me
am I
to
even
post
with
my
you?
Instagram selfies from
Yeah.
so that everyone can see how good and cool I am.
Yeah, I do not like this at all. I think you should really question if this is the right relationship for you.
Man, I would marry OP if he came to me and was like, "Hey, I got a house for us in the suburbs." I'm like, "Put a
Please.
ring on it right
Put a
now."
ring right now. Let me do my Pilates.
Property
I'll
owner.
make my body perfect for you. You could have your way with it.
Literally,
you could have it, you could have your
take me
Mike's
to the
way with it.
laboratory, build me however you want, as long as
As long as it's Mike's way. Okay, let's go. Let's do the update.
Update. Thank you all for the helpful comments. It was validating to hear that she was acting selfishly. How did we not know that?
He's blind. He's blind. He's got the rose-colored glasses on.
I really question how
Rose-tinted.
people get into these situations,
Yeah.
like being engaged without knowing when someone's maybe being a little selfish.
Yeah, but let's keep going. I want to hear how this ends.
It gave me the initiative I needed to confront her about it again. For everyone suggesting I dump her, I can see where you're coming from. If this is how she acts all the time, I wouldn't want to be trapped in that type of relationship either. That being said, I should have mentioned that she stuck with me through my worst and brokest years of grad school while she worked full-time, rarely taking any time off of her very stressful job. That was important information I should have included, but I didn't. And that's on me, and I apologize for making the original post one-sided. I don't think she's a gold digger, but probably just someone who's tired of living in poverty and working all the time while the other person didn't bring in any income. I would be as well if the positions were flipped. Either way, I still needed to confront her about her behavior. A breakup would be an absolute last option, but I definitely prepared myself for the worst. Buddy, I don't think you're seeing the disparity between your two situations here.
I also she worked, but was she providing for both of you while she worked?
Well, I think so. Yeah, maybe. Or there could have been, but you were going to grad school.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to be in the high-rise apartment and not work for the first year. It's like, dude, if you're in the suburbs and not working for the first year, you can take a 20-minute drive to the city.
You got nothing but time on your hands.
What are you talking about?
All right.
It's, you're not going to grad school while he's working. Like, I don't know.
I do think the context provides a little bit more I think the context provides like a little bit more empathy for his partner. I'm hoping that maybe this is just a slight lapse in judgment.
Hopefully.
But let's see.
She could have been plotting. I don't know.
Let's see.
I choose a day we both had off, made sure we ate, and gave her a heads up before dinner that I wanted to discuss the things that had been bothering me. I sat her down in our bed while I sat across from her to give her some space and make it less confrontational. I tried to make the environment as stress-free as possible to avoid the possibility of another pointless argument where things could escalate. As I brought up the topic after dinner, I was extremely anxious and had been preparing for the worst. However, she told me that she had actually been thinking about it and discussing it with her therapist, and that her therapist basically told her what you guys said in the comments.
Goated therapist. Let's freaking go.
Therapist
Let's freaking
said,
go.
Sweetie pie, you're being selfish. And she went, I need my baby talk therapist.
Yeah, I need my Jim Gaffigan therapist.
My baby talk. No, it's instead of talk therapy, it's baby talk therapy. It's just people who need to be told things like they're a baby.
Yeah, because they're acting like a little baby.
You're being a little baby right now. Okay, it was a good reality check for her, and she sees where her demands were unreasonable and selfish. She's now open to find a job and also compromise on where to live after our discussion. Yay!
Growth.
We did
love
it.
to see it. We love to see it. This is good. This is good. All right. I really like seeing this.
I love seeing that your partner was not scheming on you the entirety of your relationship. It was refreshing to work with her as a team to find a solution instead of trying to fight her to see my side. As of now, we're planning to live near the suburbs, but not too far from the city. She's also going to start applying to jobs as well and hopefully have one by the time we move. We also went over a rough budget of what we will and won't be able to afford, and we're able to come to a consensus on the kinds of things we can and can't live without.
Great communication. We love to see it. We love to see it. This is good. This is good.
Okay.
Textbook, baby.
I think this is maybe starting to happen.
Now you're really doing Jim Gaffigan.
There's still like a chance that she just realized, oh, this might make him leave me. I should be happy that he's going to put me in a house in the suburbs. Maybe I can get him to make the house a little closer to home. I don't know. I would still
think
be
there's still
fundamentally a little
manipulation?
like.
I
It really felt like you just made me cash cow
yes,
right there.
Yes, but I would like to believe that she was frustrated from all the years maybe she provided for him, wanted a break. She says, no, I need this. And it was a moment of selfishness in a greater context of giving.
I would need to hear that from her.
Yeah.
I would have to hear her say those words and be like, I get you, baby.
That's
why I love you.
I want to hold you in my arms.
I want to hold you in my house in the suburbs. That's not 25 minutes away from the city, but it's maybe like 18 to 15 minutes away from the city.
Depending on traffic.
It's a little more equitable for both of us. Somebody give that guy a name.
Like.
Okay. I wanted a larger portions of our earnings to go into savings, and she was willing to let some of her initial demands go and promised she would do her own hair, lashes, and nails to save money. We cut out unnecessary luxuries that would eat up our budget, and I feel more secure in our finances after the discussion. By the way, after this discussion, you can go listen to full episodes with stories just like this on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. Just search OK Storytime, and you can listen to over 2,000 episodes. Crazy.
That's a lot.
We have a little bit left of this story.
Just speed right into it.
I think let's just get right to the end.
Yeah.
I feel better about our move now, and I think the discussion really did help us iron out things that would have built up resentment over time. She isn't a liar, so I feel good trusting her to hold up her end of the bargain. Thanks again for all of your supportive comments. I really appreciate the time everyone took to read my very long post and comment their thoughts. Maybe I'll do another update in a few months about how things are going. Take care, everyone. And that is the end.
Boom. Yeah. No, I mean, it feels like we had some great communication here.
Now,
I'm feeling good about where things ended.
I still would like to hear
directly from her
that, like, yeah, this is like, so where did I want to hear like a, hey, I feel like maybe what I said could have made you feel like sort of just like a fiscal tool or an object to me, like just a thing that can provide me. And it's like, I just want to make it clear that that's not how I think about you. I need her to really go deep on that.
I think she needs to over
mental reasoning.
But I am happy with where things ended.
Sure.
My girlfriend lied about her ex, but I still ended up being the villain.
Well, it's because you have that twisty mustache.
Well, we met over Tinder in 2015, sometime when I was visiting nearby, where she lives about 4 hours from me. We became long-distance virtual pen pals pretty much for a couple of years, texting on and off for periods and Skyping. At the time, feelings developed, and we started dating in January of last year. So we've been friends for over 3 years and dating for almost a year and a half. Congrats. By the way, this comes from LMFK, duh. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So the day we started dating, she confessed to me that she had hung out with an ex who I knew about, but didn't tell me purposely because she didn't want to upset me.
Like day one, she's hanging out with her ex?
Red flag.
What are we doing?
I was upset she purposely hid something, but was happy she told me and told her I didn't care about that. Just don't lie about it. Shortly after, we were laying in bed, and her phone was going off a lot. I see you in the chat if you see what's going. So she grabbed it, and it was a bunch of messages from the ex.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Pizza Hut.
She put her phone down quickly and then told me some other friend was blowing her up and to give her a sec while she answers, and sat up so I couldn't see. I knew it was the ex and was like, what the F, but then gave her the benefit of the doubt that it was still fairly new, and she probably still thought I was going to be jealous even though I didn't care. Another red flag.
Brother, no.
Why? You're just driving through all of these.
On principle, you press that moment. You go, hey, so do you think I was literally born yesterday? You're like,
I literally can see your phone.
I just want you to think, do you really think you just like got me with that?
A couple months later, I had plans near her with a friend and asked her to join one of those nights. She agreed, and then the day of, she didn't talk to me all day until around 9 p.m. She was hanging with her ex for sure, and told me she was still with her friend.
Right.
She was with the night before and will probably just stay there another night because it got late. I was mad, but she said her phone passed away and she didn't want to take the train all the way to where I was. I was upset because we live kind of far, and so seeing each other was rare, and I didn't understand why she'd so casually ditch. Whatever, I didn't like it, moved on with my night with my friend. Shortly after, the big lie came out unrelated to the ex. When we first met all those years ago on Tinder when I was visiting and she came to meet me, she wasn't comfortable yet with being openly bi. So she told her friends she was meeting some dude named Michael.
No.
You're joking.
You're not serious right now, dude. You're kidding. Did you do that? Did you do that?
I didn't have time to do that. No.
She didn't realize how the nature of our friendship was going to play out. But as time passed, she kept referring to me as Michael, even long after she was open and comfortable about her spicy preferences. She said the lie had gone on so long, she was afraid to admit it to her friends. When we started dating, she told them she was dating Michael, who lived 4 hours away. Obviously, this upset me, but I understood that sexuality was weird. I told her I understood why she did it, but I don't feel happy about it. She said she would begin telling people, and a few days later, she told her dad. Then months passed, and she didn't tell anyone. I started to worry something was going on. The lying about who I was combined with the lying about her ex made me think she was secretly seeing someone and wanted to keep me distant. I expressed this to her, and she said she would get the ball rolling, so she started to tell her friends and family. Things started to normalize.
Okay.
It was about 8 or 9 months into our relationship, and we started getting a lot closer, starting being more open with each other. It became a really great relationship. Then, this past February, I was visiting her. She had the previous year's calendar up, and I saw that the ex's name was written on it from February last year. I rolled my eyes and thought, okay, she clearly lied about that and didn't tell me. How many times has this happened? So I started flicking through the calendar and stumbled upon a weekend in April with the ex's name written across 2 nights. I got sick. She didn't tell me she stayed with her, let alone for multiple nights. I just kind of stared, wondering if I should confront her about it. And then it dawned on me. That's the weekend that she ditched me.
Can you imagine, like, having so many rocks in your brain that you put your infidelity down on the calendar?
I mean, you gotta keep track.
On the calendar. Cheating on my boyfriend with my ex weekend.
It's hard
girlfriend.
to keep multiple, to juggle multiple people. You gotta make sure it's a Google
Cheating
Cal
on my
has the
girlfriend with my
invite.
ex.
That's the weekend she said she was with these specific friends when really she was with her for 2 nights and ditched me to stay. I just kind of closed the calendar, stopped looking at it, and stared at the wall. That's rough. I felt overwhelmed and upset and hurt. She came in and saw me and asked what was going on, then pointed to the original day I saw and said, "Is it that? That upset you?" And I grabbed the calendar and opened it up to the 2 nights and said, "No, this upset me." And she stared and I said, "This was the weekend you ditched me." And she sat down and said, "I don't know what to say."
Yeah, because you can't lie your way out of that one.
I got up and went into the bathroom. She had to leave shortly after to pick up her car that had broken down with her dad. I stayed and packed my stuff because all the lies were just too much. It's so rough.
Yeah.
I called my best friend who told me if I was going to break up with her, I'd regret not doing it to her face. So I waited till she got back. I got stuck with her and her family all day, and she was moving into a new apartment and we had no time to talk. By the time the end of the day came, I was emotionally drained. We sat and talked about it all. She said she had lingering feelings almost 5 months into our relationship for her ex, and sought her attention in the beginning of her relationship and felt guilty and felt the need to lie about it, even though they were just friends. Yeah, right.
You still can't stop lying.
Yeah.
That's still a lie.
Dude, she's I think it's compulsive lying.
Oh, man.
I told her I couldn't be with her as long as that ex was still in her life. She lied too many times about it and about the other things, and that specific lie and having feelings crossed my boundary. She said the ex wasn't worth it and she'd not have contact with her. Don't buy it, OP. Don't buy it. There's too many lies. She's covering up lie after lie after lie with more lies. This was 4 months ago. No. Cut to this past weekend. I'm visiting at her apartment. So OP didn't break up with her. OP.
What are we like? You literally from the very beginning was like, I'm cool. Just don't lie. Then she lied. And you're like, nah, I guess I'm still cool. And she's going to keep doing it now.
And now she knows she can get away with it.
Don't be cool.
Our relationship again has been more than great. We were sitting having a good time and she goes to text her dad. So she scrolled down on her phone and I see the name of her ex. The ex is in the phone. So I said,
Okay.
have you talked to her? And she said, I was meaning to tell you. She texted me congratulating my sister on getting married. And I said, thanks and stuff. I got really upset and said, I told you if you talked to her, I couldn't be with you. I set that boundary. So I left. I told her she was selfish and lies too much, that I'd never do that to her and could do better. All the sort of stuff someone says when they're mad, I said it. Eventually, after realizing there was no bus for me to go home, I agreed to come back and talk it out. We cried. She said she didn't mean to hurt me so many times. She's sorry. I said I was too sensitive and she needed to be more considerate of my feelings when she does things. OP, break up. Break up.
This is hurting me.
The next day I woke up and I still didn't feel good and we agreed to talk more. You don't need to talk more. So as we're talking, it came out that actually the ex didn't text her. She texted the ex. So again, she misled me to make things seem not so bad. I told her that she was doing was crappy and she said she didn't see it as a big deal. I told her that I had talked to my friends the day before when I left and they were all shocked and angry and agreed she keeps breaking my trust.
Dude, I need you, OP, to embody both the Kool-Aid Man and Usain Bolt, because I need you to immediately sprint through the closest wall out and away from this woman.
Oh, yeah.
Ex, make her your ex.
She said her friends and family think I'm being controlling by telling her who she can or can't talk to. Get out of here. That is a lie. I explained it was situational. I didn't care about anyone else in her life, but that she misled and lied to me multiple times about this one ex, and I was no longer comfortable being in a relationship under those conditions. And she agreed the ex wasn't worth it and to have no contact. No! We've been going back and forth on this for days. She told me she thought it was stupid I'd asked her not to be friends with her, and then admitted that though she went a period not talking to her and respecting my wishes, she then started talking to her again, hiding crap. She said she did it because I'm being controlling and she feels caged in. Oh my God, this is gaslighting. This is manipulation. Do
you know how to set her free now? You go, oh, you're caged in a relationship? I guess we'll break up. Bye.
Kate of Gnome says all this girl seems to know how to do is trickle truth her partner. Yeah, agreed. And that it's stupid I'm telling her I'm uncomfortable when it happened so long ago, even though I just found out about it 4 months ago. I keep telling her I don't care who she talks to, but she completely effed this situation up, and I'm not doing it. I'm not staying if she's going to be in contact with her. No, just don't stay, period.
Yeah, it's just time to go.
She said she didn't have a strict idea of monogamy, and that if I'd done what she did, she wouldn't be upset and would have just told me to work my crap out.
Cool, you're not me. I'm going to leave.
I'm really, really distraught. On one hand, this is literally one of the best relationships I've ever been in. We get along great. We enjoy being around each other. We love each other a lot. On the other, she consistently thinks it's okay to lie to me and to people and thinks I'm being controlling the one time I asked her to respect a boundary. I didn't say anything for multiple times she lied to me. I even set aside my feelings about being offended. She lied about my identity. And she can't just put herself in my position like I have her so many times. So what is it? Is she wrong? Am I wrong? Are we both wrong? I'm not looking for you should just break up. I'm fully aware this is dysfunctional, but you should. You should just break up. She keeps lying and she's not changing. If you want someone to change and they're not changing, then either you have to accept that they're not going to change and stop asking, or you leave to find someone better. This is not good.
Leave.
But I want to know who is in the wrong. Because if there's some semblance we can come to a reconciliation, I'd prefer that.
There's no reconciling this.
There's an update.
She's lying to you through her teeth and won't stop. You're just trying to make yourself okay with this?
So, Dakota, one, who's in the wrong? And what should OP do?
Both of you are now in the wrong. OP's in the wrong because you literally said from the beginning, don't lie to me. All she's done the whole time has been lie to you. And you're just making that a non-issue for you for some reason. That's not right. You're wrong for that. Yeah. And she's wrong for lying to you constantly. But you're wrong for trying to make this work.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But we got an update. I spent all last week in a daze and really angry but sad. We got into multiple arguments about it over and over. She feels bad about lying, but still thinks it's controlling for me to ask her not to be friends with someone. I knew it was being emboldened by people in her life who probably don't have the full story. Kind of in the same way I was being emboldened by the people in my life. My friends and I have all had bad experiences in the past with being cheated on in really horrible ways. The second any of our partners do something fishy, we all get up in arms. I called my oldest sister for some neutral grounding. She's a therapist and knows me and has met my girlfriend, and I wanted to tell her how bad of a week I'd had. She kind of gave me a reality check. Come on. Give us something good.
Kind of, even still, kind of.
She said, based on everything, she thinks girlfriend is telling the truth. And while she shouldn't have lied, it was long enough ago that she probably has changed like girlfriend is claiming. She said that because girlfriend has never had a serious relationship, she probably didn't think that hiding something that would upset someone as anything out of the ordinary, but now she does.
What is that? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That therapist should not have any clients. Fire that therapist.
Was that her therapist or was that her sister?
That was her sister, who is a therapist.
Oh, God.
God. That is the worst advice I have ever heard.
That is the worst hasn't advice. Changed at all. She's been lying the whole time.
And it hasn't been that long.
Yeah, what? What?
She said what my girlfriend said. Girlfriend said I'm reacting like she cheated when she hasn't, and that I'm reacting poorly to it because of things that have happened in the past.
Bro,
I'm associating her hiding this friendship from me to a relationship I was in before for 5 years and was cheated on and found out she was spicy texting and hiding things from me for the whole relationship.
Can we just really quickly point out that she was texting not just a person, it was an ex.
Yeah. And
had repeatedly told OP, I'm done talking to this person, and lied about it over and over again.
I think my thought process is I actually don't care what someone lies about. If they're lying, it's not a relationship that I want to be in.
Right. It's like, why are you just straight up lying? And you're going to say, oh, well, she didn't know that you shouldn't lie to people about stuff. What is she, a 4-year-old?
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
She literally had a 2-day sleepover with her ex and didn't tell OP about it. We don't know
and says
if she cheated or not, but come on.
Yeah, dude. Of course you did.
I wasn't born yesterday.
Did you play Scrabble for 48 hours?
I've never had a game last that long.
You Scrabbled her guts.
Hey, had Mike's way with that Scrabble board. She said we both needed to change some of our behaviors and that she likes girlfriend and thinks our relationship is good. And if I keep trying to control situations like this and being unforgiving, then I'm going to screw up what has been good relationship.
It has not been good. It has not been good.
So I spoke to girlfriend after some self-reflection. At first it didn't go so well because she assumed I was just about to start another fight like I had been all week. But once we got past that, we got into the deeper issues. I said she needed to stop lying to avoid situations she perceives as uncomfortable. I admitted I was treating her like she cheated and my reaction was poor. I said I was sorry for up and leaving both times I got upset instead of staying and trying to work things out. She obviously apologized over and over for lying, which she had already done a lot since the fight. I told her that we both created a divide in the self-preservation. I got mad and wanted out and demonized her, and she lied to keep me separate from dumb things she did at the start of the relationship. By the way, if you want to avoid the dumb things in your life, you should make sure to listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. There's another relevant update, but oh my God, is this not the worst situation and advice that we have heard? This is the worst advice.
So there was a comment that maybe suggested that OP gave the soft truth to protect their partner's sort of image or integrity in the situation.
Maybe, but it seems like, the sister knows that the girlfriend is lying.
This is a tale as old as time, dude. It's like someone lies to you. It was the scorpion and the frog.
Ugh, yeah.
The scorpion needs a ride across the river. It's like, I'm not going to sting you. Then it stings the frog, and it goes, that's what I do. You should know that. You should know even if I tell you I won't, I will, because it's what I do. She's not going to just, she said she's done lying now for the 17th time. This is the time. It's finally real. No. She's going to keep talking to this ex.
Kate of Gnome says, run OP, run far, far away. I think the same, but let's see how this story...
She tried to flip it around on you. She tried to say, bro, she said, my definition of monogamy is not as strict as yours.
Ridiculous.
That's insane.
Ridiculous.
Get out of that.
In the end, I didn't want to be controlling. That's not who I am as a person. The compromise we agreed to was that friendship needs to be put on hold for now until I can trust her after the lying. I can't make myself vulnerable like that. And I'm only going to trust her if she can prove she isn't going to lie to me in every difficult situation. And that's where we're at. I feel better now that we've reached a resolution. I know I might be told I'm an idiot, But I said in my last post too, I generally don't think she cheated. I'm willing to work on this to save the relationship because she's my best friend and I don't want to lose her right now. Not when I think things can get a lot better. And now that I'm working on not dragging around my paranoia, she's ideally going to work on not hiding things from me. There won't be things boiling under the surface waiting to spill over. Maybe it's stupid. Maybe it's not.
You can't call it paranoia. It's suspicion. Paranoia is if it was not real.
It was
real the whole time.
I guess I won't know until the relationship ends, either from a breakup or death. Ha. And that is where that story ends.
You say ha, but it sounds like that's the only thing that could happen that would separate y'all.
Bad Pool Girl says OP needs a real therapist. Yes. Yes, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. OP needs a real therapist. This sister should have her license taken away if she is a real therapist. Oh, Supernova asks, I missed. Is she really hot? She might be really hot. She might be really hot.
Well, look, I am betting because it's true. I feel like no therapist would say that about this situation. I think OP did not give the full story, and that's why she's like, oh, that's not that bad. OP was probably telling the story that would make the therapist's sister say it's not that bad, so OP could hear that from their therapist's sister and go, okay, this is salvageable. Because for some reason, OP refuses to see this as a finalized, it's over situation.
Yeah,
she won't let it go.
Let us know if you think differently in the comments. And if you think OP should do something different. But I think OP, please end this relationship. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
I think you're holding on to something that isn't really there. But with that, unfortunately, that is where this story and episode ends.
I need final thought that I'm crunching my head over is because now that she's like, oh, I just want this to work and I can't lose her right now. And now she knows that. And she knows, oh, I can lie about anything. And as long as I get sad and I say, I'm sorry, it's fine.
Yeah.
So she's going to keep doing it.
You're setting a terrible precedent. But unfortunately, that is where this story and episode ends. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.
Mike's Way.